There's a chance out of 4 will have a disability. Okay, let's do this together. I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm going to say. All of us, we just won a trip. We're going to Australia for 3 weeks. We're pumped up. Are you guys pumped up? Yes. Oh my God, you went to Australia? Are you guys excited? Yes. We're going to Australia. We fly to Sydney. We do Gold Coast. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be beautiful, okay? We work so hard. But there's a chance out of 4 that the plane's going to crash. Which one of you are staying in the plane? Nobody. There's a chance out of 4 that we're going to be disabled. That we may lose our house. That the kids won't go to school. That there's no food anymore. I mean, that's what this says. So what we do is crucial for people. Okay? 10 million families in this country, average size 2.5, and we're going to live 20 years. But here's what's happening. Most people use their money before retirement to pay for hospital bills and health issues. So now we end up at 65 with no money. The average retirement plan right now is only $100,000 if you're 65 and above. But if you can't work at 60 or have an accident at 57 or 52 or 48, that money goes down like this. Most bankruptcies are due to health issues, not because whatever other reason. We have a health problem, we use all our money, we're dead. Does that make sense? Yes. We had a meeting on Monday, and there was a guy there that was there for the first time, and he was a mortgage broker, blah, blah, blah. He had savings, he was 40-something. His spouse passed away 5 years ago, so she was very young, but she was sick 2 years before. They used all their money. They had no coverage, no insurance. They used everything. He lost everything. 36 million Canadians, 54% need a CPP check to pay their bills at 65, so they work 45 years already. They need a CPP check. And 36% keep on working. Which one of you would like to work your whole life and at 65 you keep on working? Hands up. No, nobody. Oh, but Jerome, I'm bored. Nobody works the 3rd shift at Tim Horton because you're bored. It's ridiculous. If you're bored, take care of the grandkids, go at sick kids, volunteer at your church. You know what? If you're bored, go on a cruise. Woo! It's awesome. Dancing and stuff. It's beautiful. You don't work at Walmart because you're bored. People that work at 65, it's because they have no choice. Can we agree on this? Yes. All right. So, we do a needs analysis. We look at their situation. We want to improve their situation. We build a financial house. Everybody else starts over here. They say that this is the foundation. It's not true. The foundation of a financial house is this. And that's what we do. Living benefits. You're not dead. You're alive. But there's no income coming in, or you've got bills like crazy. That makes us so different. Okay? And that's why you guys are here. And the new people, the more you understand this, the sooner you're going to see that you can build something really big with us here, okay? Yes, we do the other stuff. Let's talk about investments. We teach a rule of 72. It teaches compounding interest, which is how long it takes for your money to double depending on the interest rate you get. So if you invest at 3%, like in a bank, and you're young, your money doubles every 24 years. So at 65, 68, 70, this is what you've got. Woo! If you die right away, it's yoo-hoo. If you live 20 years, there's no yoo-hoo there. You're broke. If you invest at 6%, now it doubles every 12 years, so it doubles 4 times, a little bit better. If you invest at 9%, it's the same money, but look at the difference. So if this is your money, would you rather have 40,000, 160, or 740? Hands up for 740. Okay, let me check who doesn't get my question here. I speak French from Quebec, I apologize. It's very obvious, okay? Now, let's talk about our kids now. Because look, 60% of Canadians don't invest wisely. 60% leave their money in cash. Cash. It's not invested, it's not growing. Okay, so it's not, so Parents teach their kids, right, the same thing. So let's talk about our kids, okay? An 18, 20, 22-year-old that puts, let's say, $100 a month. Forget about the 200. Let's just do 100, okay? For 50 years, that's what they have in retirement. At 6%, $100 for 50 years, that's what they have. But at 9%, they're millionaires. Who would like to have their kids millionaires? Hands up. There you go. We need to do the right thing. And no, everybody is messed up. On Wednesday, I went to see with an agent a client that were receiving a check. She was receiving a check. So I say, can I look at what you have? She said, yes. She showed me the statement with a big, big, big company. I'm not going to say the name, Investors Group. She has money in there. I was surprised. Lots of money in there. 7 funds. 6 out of 7, 0 growth last year. 0. It's like cash. Really? So I took out my sheet and I said, well, this is last year with this fund, this fund, this fund, this fund. We do a little mix, depending on your age and stuff. 0. Oh, well. So we have a product called a segregated fund. Okay, segregated means the money invested is not mixed up with all the other money that a company had. That's what it means. It's separate. Okay? But look at this. I don't want to explain this too much, but when you designate a beneficiary, let's say Mike and I were a couple.
Yes.
So let's change example here. This is not working. All right. Annie and I are a couple. Annie, my wife. Okay. So if I say on my investment program that it goes to my survivors, okay, it's going to get frozen. It's going to go to an estate. We need to open a will. Okay. If I say on my investment program that it goes to my wife, Annie LaBelle, suddenly I designated a beneficiary, it goes straight to her within a few weeks. This is an insurance product. This is not a regular investment program. So it goes straight to her, 2, 3, 4 weeks, she gets the money. Okay? My dad, it was survivors on everything he had. The house, everything was to my survivors. So it took 18 months to list all the assets, pay all the bills, pay the government taxes, open the will, split the money. 18 months. So when you designate somebody, you can skip probate. So it goes really fast, it's confidential, no fees. That's good, okay? Number 3, it's creditor protected, so nobody can seize that money. And we have a product that's 100% guaranteed. So 100% of all the money we put in will go at least to the survivors. It could be more than 100, usually it is, but at least 100. If just think about this. God forbid, if you were to pass away, would you like your spouse to get 100% or 80% of your assets? 100%. That's what it is. But people don't have that stuff. It's amazing. There's no guarantee on a regular investment program. So we have something unique on the investment side. Okay. By the way, I don't know if you saw that. We just announced yesterday. If you guys didn't win the Jamaican trip yet, we opened one more slide last night, and it's for people that do sec funds with us. There's 3 things to do, and if you do that in February, we have 1 winner that will be added to the Jamaica trip in April. So, just saying. Nobody's excited, that's fine. We do debt elimination in some provinces, so we try to free up money and teach them to get out of debt sooner. We do life insurance as well. This is a 35-year-old. For $1 million, it's $2 a day. What's $2? This is $1.60. $2 is nothing, right? To protect your family. So we do life insurance too. We do disability as well. This is an example of a 30-year-old lady with 2-year benefit for $2,500 a month. She gets, it's $1.30 per day. That's the kind of little stuff that people don't do, right? And that's what you guys can do with us. So, but this is important. This is really the core of our business. Okay, I'm going to cover mainly the hospitalization one. So I'm going to skip that. Let's go to this. This is hospitalization, okay, accident. Okay, so look at this. So we pay up to $300 a day. We pay the first day up to 1 year. No waiting period because we start paying right away. We don't check people's income. We're covered 24/7 in North America. Issue age 6 months to 69. Is it possible that a 12-year-old playing hockey breaks a leg?
Yes. Yes.
They're covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't go to school. You're covered. Is it possible that a 9-year-old skiing somewhere in Calgary, not in Calgary because you're going to get hit for sure, somewhere in the slope, somewhere, you fall and hit a tree. I mean, and you just hurt yourself. Is it possible?
Yes.
Yes, they're covered. So, protected until 85, no occupational dangerous activity restriction. So now, suddenly, everybody qualifies. If we don't check the income, if we don't check the occupation, everybody qualifies for that stuff. This is A. B is daily intensive care, okay? $1,200 plus the $300 that I just talked about, so that's $1,500, pays the first day up to 1 year, no waiting period. Is it possible that, I don't know, maybe some of you did that, did you end up before in intensive care? Does it happen to people? Yes, it does, okay? So, this is C, recovery benefit following hospital confinement. So you go to the hospital, now it's recovery, $300 a day for a minimum of 10 days. So 1 day at the hospital is 10 days recovery, that's what it means. Or 3 times the number of days in the hospital. So well, I'm going to show you an example. So look at this. 1 day at the hospital plus 10 days recovery, that's 11 days times $300. We pay the client $3,300 because he was in the hospital 1 day. Let's look at this. 5 days in the hospital plus 15 days recovery, that's 20 days times $300, $6,000. Is that replacing an income, yes or yes?
Yes.
Yes, it is. What about this one here? 10 days in the hospital, 30 days recovery, 40 times $300, $12,000. That's a month, $12,000. Let's go to an extreme, which happens. This is 100 days, 3 months in the hospital. 300 days recovery, 400 times $300, $120,000. Because that person is out of commission for a year. That's what it is, and we pay that. Plus the ICU, that's $156,000 for that client. For, huh? No, take your time. Something else? You want a coffee with them? You're like my wife. Hey. Okay, section D. Outpatient surgery recovery or fracture. Okay, up to $300 a day, maximum of 40 days per accident. So 14 days times $300, $4,200 per accident. So, Angie, let me ask you. You know your stuff. Let's say a kid breaks an arm, 14 days like this times 300, so we pay 4,200. Let's say that child a year later breaks a leg. Do we pay again?
Yes.
Yes. Let's say that kid something else happens later. Do we pay again?
Yes.
Yes. And it's the same thing for the adults. Okay? That's section D. Section E is ambulance, and that pays up to $600. My son is in Calgary, had a car accident. Him and 2 other athletes were hit 2 years ago by somebody who didn't stop at the stop sign, and all of them went to the hospital. The bill for my son was $580. I thought that stuff was covered by our Ontario plan. No, it's not covered. So either you pay or you're insured. Okay, who likes to pay $600 once in a while? Nobody. So there you go. So that's the plan. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. All benefits paid to the client, not to the hospital, not to the ambulance company. It's paid in addition of what they already have. If they have something, yes, ladies, take pictures of this. Guaranteed renewable until 85, and no occupational dangerous activity restriction. Now let me ask you this. How much do you guys pay for your home insurance? 40, 50, 60 bucks, 100 bucks, 120 bucks a month? How much do you guys pay for your car insurance? 200 bucks, 3, 4, 500. If you've got kids, 6, 700. If you've got boys driving, I mean, it's endless. How much would you pay to insure yourself? To protect your income, to make sure you don't lose your house? How much is that worth? Well, this is $1.86 a day. That's the maximum coverage for $2 a day. But Jerome, I already have a bunch of bills. Can you cut one coffee and protect your family instead? That's the answer. That's the question, right? And the answer is yes to that. So we have 3 different levels, but this is only one product, okay? And I think that, do you guys see value in this? Yes or yes? Yes. Okay, good. All right, let's move on. We do that electronically now. This stuff is electronic, okay? Let me show you what electronic is. This is called an iPad. I know, it came out in the 90s. So, you can do your presentation on this. You can get the rate calculator, so the cost on this. You can do a needs analysis on this. The customer application on this. Electronic signature on this. You know, it's easy. Submit. You can submit on this. It links to home office right away. You get paid next week. But Jerome, I don't have an iPad. Go to a company called Bell, Rogers, Shaw, whatever you guys have here. They will put you on a plan for about 30 bucks a month. But Jerome. Okay, 30 bucks a month. One average sale I just showed you, okay, is about 500 bucks a year. That will pay you $350 per week. So for $7 a week, you make $350. Does that, $1 a day, you do only one sale. Do only one. You all said it has value. There you go. This is paid. There's no excuse, really. Excuses are in our head because we don't understand stuff. Okay? Everybody should do this right now. We're adding other products in April. So I suggest get this done now, learn how it works. 60% of our sales are in that product, 60%. So get this one done now, February, be good at it. By March, April, you're an expert. Then we add the other products. Everything will be done on this. If you're still on paper in May, you're like a dinosaur. You will be extinct. Okay, good. Now that we fixed that, we also do we do CI product, critical illness, up to 100,000. We do cancer stuff, 200 bucks a day. We have 2 disability product. This one is up to 2,000 bucks a month, and it starts right away, up to 6 months of coverage. This one is a little bit different. It goes up to 5 years. All kind of stuff. This is all coming on the iPad as well, guys. Everything will be there. So my advice is get it done now. Don't wait April 21st to get an iPad and now you have 10 products all over you and you get all discouraged and now you need to ask your 7-year-old what to do. That's what's going to happen, right? So get it done now. Anyway, so products are described clearly. Benefits are paid to the client. Benefits are paid in addition. And some coverage starts from day one. That's why we're so good. Let's be honest, okay? Let's talk about money. I know nobody cares about money, but the wealthy people are either entrepreneur or in sales. You don't get wealthy by having a job working for somebody else, because that somebody else is deciding how much you're worth, and you're worth more than what you think. That's how it works, okay? We have 3 positions: sales rep, you're brand new, sales leader, district leader, and basically it's a chance to work with a large company. Oh, who likes unlimited income? There you go. There's the a few of you weird in there. You came for the coffee. You came for the special cookies. We don't have those special cookies yet. It's July 1st that we have. Oh, we're in Calgary. You guys are doing it already, I'm sure. Control your own time. Who wants to have freedom? When you control your own time, it's freedom, right? So there you go. Lots of products, lots of ways to help people. We have 500,000 clients to help, 450. If you have no clients, we'll give you clients. Go see them. We revisit clients twice a year. The company does that. And then training and leadership, we want people to move up so you're not stuck where you are. Okay, we don't want that. We only have 50 district leaders from Ontario to BC. 50 is like a vice president running their region. We should have 100, 200, 300. We need to grow. So we need some of you guys, if you're interested, to build a business, build a company within the company. We have achievements, so people win all kind of stuff all the time. Mike will explain that later. Oh, free trips. Oh, no, I want to pay for my trip. What? 2 trips coming up, Jamaica in April, and then we're going to Cancun in October. Free. Let me tell you what really free is. The flight is free. The hotel rooms are free. The food is free. The alcohol is free. The pool is free. Everything is free. When I was working 20 years ago in this field, yeah, a long time, the hotel was free and the flight was free. We had to pay for food. Well, those resorts, you know, the 2 eggs in the morning with the little strip of bacon and stuff, it's 30, 40 bucks. A burger at the pool is 50, 60 bucks. Dinner is, let's not talk about dinner. We can't even pay for breakfast. I mean, it's crazy. No, but seriously, they bring you there, but then you need to live in a hut because you can't afford anything else. You stay in your room for a week. So our trips are free, everything. Okay, so anyway, we've got that. We have there's another trip going. There's people. Some of you guys licensed can win a trip to Italy in May. Right now, we do that. So we go. I mean, we do lots of stuff. 5 ways to get paid. New sales, meaning helping new families. Most people don't have what I showed you. Helping existing families. We have a bonus program that pays every month. Mike is going to talk about that. We have residual income because in financial services, you help somebody today, you get paid after that for a long, long time. Okay? It's called residual income, and we have an override system. So this is how it works. A client that pays 83 bucks a month for something, that's $1,000 a year, you get paid at 70%, so that's 700 bucks. Elsewhere, people start at 25%. We start at 70%. We've got people there that makes 100, 150, 200,000 a year as a sales rep. Now, let's say you have leadership skills, you know, you can shake hands, you love people, you want to build a business. Or if you're not nice, your spouse is nice. Okay, so you can build a business. So now, now you move over here. I know. Well, you weren't nice enough, so I'm over there. You were nice during the day, I wanted nice around the clock. Okay. You didn't hear that. A sales leader is somebody training other people, and they have 5, 10, 15, 20 people. So those 5, 10, 20 people, every week they have production. So let's say 15,000 bucks. There's an override at 25%. That pays the sales leader $37.50. That's $37.50 times 52 weeks. So now that sales leader make 200, 250, 300,000 a year. We have a sales leader last year in Ontario that makes 500,000. Then you build a bigger team. Now you start to duplicate yourselves. You have a few sales leaders. You move to district leader. A $30,000 district leader weekly makes 10,000 bucks. That's 500,000 a year. And then if it's a 50,000 a week, it's 17,000 per week. Let's say your spouse is a sales leader and you're a district leader, you get both. That's why Angie and Anton made $1,000,001. They work together. We have a district leader in Ontario that made $1,020,000. We have a ton of guys, SL ladies, SL DL, that make 4, 5, 6, 700,000. Why not you? That's my point. Let's go home. No, but seriously. Why only her? She's awesome. Why not you? Why not you? Why not you? Why not you? Yes, you do. Come on in, $10 when you leave. Yeah, there you go. So that's the plan, guys. Okay, simple stuff. We have an incentive program when you build a team. Okay, you start recruiting people, we pay you to do that. So Mike will talk about that later. So there's multiple ways to make money. So we're looking for people that have a desire to learn and excel. Okay, you're not an employee, so you have a desire. It's not us having a desire for you. You have a desire. You have self-discipline. We don't wake you up in the morning. We don't tell you when to show up. Okay, it's you that wants to do this. Commitment of setting goals. You decide what kind of goals you have. You decide how many people you talk to. But it's unlimited. Okay? The company is great. We live in a great country. Yes or yes?
Yes.
You know, we have great compensation. We have great products. We've got a ton of, there's 36 million Canadians. And that product is 6 months old. I showed you 6 months and above. So it's everybody. Right? So the only thing left is us. We need to make a decision to do something great. When we make that decision and we bring people on board with the same desire, it's unlimitless. It's unlimitless, not a word. It's limitless. So what's your plan? What's your plan in the next year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? You have to have a plan. We have one for you. But you need to join in if you want to do that. Limitless. You decide. There's no roof here. There's no lid. It's up to you. I don't know why you're here. Is it to be debt-free? Is it to invest $100,000 a year in order to be financially independent in 7 years? That's all it takes, eh? $100,000 a year, 7 years from now, you're financially independent. You're a millionaire. Is it for to give back to your kids? Maybe give back to mom and dad. How about that? Mom and dad gave everything they got for 30, 40 years. You know, it used to be they give everything for 15 years and then get out of the house. Now kids don't leave. It's 30 years, 35 years. They get married, it doesn't work, they come back. When they try again, they come back again. I mean, it's endless. They never leave. So what about helping mom and dad? What about bringing mom and dad on a trip around the world? What about every holiday that you celebrate, you bring your family with you? You know, we have a hard time doing me and my spouse. What about we build it big enough so that now it's not me and my spouse, it's me and my spouse, the kids, their spouses, the grandkids, and a few uncles and aunts, and grandma and grandpa. What about doing that? What about sponsoring 100 kids somewhere? Do you see those ads? It makes me cry, almost cry all the time. That ad right now, we have it in Ontario. It's a little girl, she's like 3 years old, and the house next to her was bombed, and now she's shaking like this, and she doesn't talk. You guys see that ad? Oh, my goodness. It's crazy. People need help. I don't know how it is here. In Toronto, we have a ton of homeless people. A ton, everywhere. What if you build it big enough and now you start something, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you get together, you start a foundation, and you pour money into something. I'm just saying. I know why you should be with us. Best training in the industry. We've got a ton of people to help, and then great compensation, great product, great everything. So if I don't know what your plan is, you know, we've got, last time I came here, on my way home, stand up.
My name is Ed in the back from Calgary.
Yep.
So I invited Peter and my friend Angie too.
Okay.
I asked Peter, he told me he just want to go for always a trip, right? Yeah.
Free trip? I know I'm with you.
Come, I'm going to show us.
There's something in a free trip, guys, I'm telling you. Going to Cancun on yourself and paying $10,000 is not the same as going to Cancun on a company trip with 100 people, and you show up and everybody knows you're coming and you're pre-registered and you've got the bus and you've got the drinks in the bus and it's all different. Okay, I totally am with you. Okay, good stuff. So keep on going. Sorry, I stopped listening at the trip. Yep.
I asked her, come with me. I just want to show what I'm doing. Maybe we can help together.
Okay.
So I said, yeah, just to show what I'm doing.
That's it. Come with me and I'll show you what I'm doing. Does that make sense? Did you learn something so far? Yeah, you have to say yes, because I'm the only speaker. I mean, it's going to hurt my feelings. All right, give a round of applause. Good job. Thank you. Okay, we're going this way. Who else invited somebody here? Oh, yes, ma'am.
What do I supposed to say?
Your name first.
Oh, Maggie.
Maggie, where are you from, Maggie?
Calgary.
Calgary. Everybody's from Calgary. Okay, good. So, who did you invite?
Steve here.
All right, Steve, there you go. And how do you know Steve?
We go to the same center on Sunday. It's
Okay.
a spiritual center.
Yeah, very good. And when did you invite Steve to come here?
Last week.
Okay, last week. And he's here. Some people, they
Yeah.
forget, you know. Okay, good stuff. What did you tell Steve?
Not much.
Yeah. So, if you were thinking it's a date, it's not a date. Steve, we're watching you. What spiritual center are you going?
Well, I just wanted him to come to experience the atmosphere and the attitude of what we
Yeah.
have in the company.
Yeah,
So
there you
I
go.
think it makes a difference, especially our age.
Yes.
So now
What do you mean your age? You're like 25.
I feel that way.
Yeah, I know. There you go. So Steve's just 25. All right, good stuff. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Give her a round of applause. Good job. You're going to laugh at this. When I was learning the business, you know, we were told, look, you can be an agent or you can build a business. I want to build a business. So I'm teaching my wife to talk to people. You know, we can promote a movie, we can say, hey, I'm going at the gym, you want to come with me, but when it's time to talk our business, we don't know how to do it, right? It's like we're shaking. So I teach her some stuff, and then she goes out by herself the first time. I'm just waiting there in the car, okay? So we're in a big mall, and she's outside, and she sees a great person there, so she walks towards the person, and she says, hey, I don't know you, but what are you doing tonight? Then she turns, she realizes, oh my God, what did I say? She turns around and walks towards our car. She sits in and she's like crying. Okay, so next, come on. No, but we all see weird stuff, right? Especially when we start. So, okay, good. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Eloy. I'm also from Calgary, and I invited my brother at church and also my friend.
Okay.
And
What did you tell them?
I just invited them to come here because I cannot explain everything to them because I'm also using combined.
There you go.
I know that this is a vehicle for us to be financially free.
Yeah.
And I want them also, if whatever I can experience, we go together.
Yeah, there you go. That's great. So you bring people that you care about, you bring them with you. Okay, very good. Give a round of applause. Good job. Good stuff. Anybody else over here? She just elbowed you. There's a message there.
Never know what you just smacked.
Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Rowena Tigley from Calgary.
Yep.
And I have my girlfriend here with me, Jamie,
who is in the sales school right now, and I want her to see what we're really doing in the business.
There you go. Sometimes somebody joins the business right away because they know you, you explain it well, blah, 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 and then they want to see the bigger picture. So that's why we invite as well. Very good. Great job. Give a round of applause. Good stuff. Anybody else? All right, let's go back on the other side. We start over there. Anybody, which one of you guys have guests today? First row, second row, third row. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I have.
Stand up.
Irene and Anna. And Anna has a guest too.
Yeah.
Understand?
All right, good. And what did you tell her?
Oh, she attended Lethbridge business overview with Ms. Angie last November.
Okay.
And then she, I wrote, she, during the time, yes, she's interested. Committed. No, she's committed now.
Okay.
And then she took our product too.
Yeah.
And right now she's taking the exam this afternoon.
Yeah. You said something important. Interested is one thing, committed is something else. And we always used to say timing is everything, right? I'll give you an example. You talk to me about the best business in the world, but if my spouse is very, very sick today, I'm not listening. You know, my dad has cancer, I'm not listening. Okay, so timing has to be right as well. So we need to talk to people, but at the same time, we understand that timing is everything. And we have to respect that. Sometimes we think, oh, no, they're not listening to me. No, there's some stuff in their personal life, and we have to respect that sometimes. Okay, so very good. What else did you want to say?
Oh, I have here Anna.
Yes?
And Anna invited another one.
Oh. Anna, how did you invite your friend? Yeah, you have to stand up.
To begin with, we work together. I work in Superstore.
Yeah.
It's way back in 2015 I got from podcast, so I have to survive.
Yeah, you have to pay your bills, just like all of us, right?
So yeah, I just simply told her about and she said yes.
There you go.
And I picked her up, so she's no escape.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go back now. Very good. All right, give her a round of applause. Good job. Okay, we're going this way. Who's got guests? Who's got guests? There you go. Your turn.
Hi, my name is Carla and I'm from Calgary.
Yes.
So I invited my ex-colleague. We worked together for 7 years way back, so
Yeah.
we've come along.
And you know, there's great ex-colleagues that should deserve more. Do we know people like that? Right? They're great people at work. We always got along with them. But at work, there's always a ceiling. There's a limit to what you can do. And those colleagues should hear from us. And that's what you did. So what did you say?
Actually, she was asking for me from a common colleague, ex-colleague too, so.
Lots of ex-colleagues. Okay.
My ex-colleague was asking how's Carla, and she said she's doing great. And then she phoned me, and I told her that we're expanding. Let me show you.
There you go.
So.
Are we expanding?
Yes.
Yes, we are. We have 450,000 clients, which is great, but there's 36 million Canadians. Are we expanding? Absolutely. And there's not enough of us. So that's perfect. Great answer.
Yeah, and now she's registered in IFSC.
All right, IFSC, very good. Very good. Good job. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Great job. All right, we're going this way. Who's got guests?
Well, I'm here on behalf of my husband, who couldn't come because
Yeah.
he worked last night. And
Okay.
he invited Dan here. I know they met at the gym.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really just wanted to see the big picture as well.
Absolutely. Are we allowed to talk to people at the gym? Yes, we are. And the people at the gym, they're just like us, not going at the gym. You know, but they're open to something else. If somebody is open, somebody is open. Does that make sense? So that's exactly what's happening. Very good. How long have you known her husband?
About 2 weeks.
Okay, there you go. 2 weeks, you chit-chat a little bit, and then you kind of become friends a little bit. You have a little relationship at the gym, And then you say, hey, what kind of work do you do? Oh, that's great. What kind of work do you do? Oh, that's great. By the way, we're expanding. We're looking for some great people to work with us. And it's true. We're looking for some great people to work with us to part-time income, full-time income, build a business. If you could double, triple, quadruple your income, would that interest you? Yes. Who says no to that stuff? Really? That's what we're looking for. Very good. Welcome. Thank you very much for being here. Great job. All right. Who else? Yes, ma'am.
I'm Jean from Calgary as well.
Yes.
And I brought my family friend way back from Philippines.
Okay. Good. So they're here to support you?
Actually, I phoned Tita Pressing yesterday and asking about her daughters, if they could, if I could show the product to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's my instrument to, to lead to the booking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm pretty new here. I just got my license last Tuesday. So
oh, there you go. Wow. Great job. Give her a round of applause. Great stuff. Everybody needs what we do, including our family members. Let's not forget. Okay, so thank you, ladies, for supporting and being here. That's great. Very good. What about you? Anybody? Yes, yes, sir.
I just invited some of our newly licensed agents just waiting for license.
Okay.
I told them Raymond Young's going to be here. Yeah. Oh, but they got something better, which is Jerome.
Don't say that. I'm going to lose my job.
Okay. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to see the big picture. So
yeah, there you go. That's good. I think that, well, give him a round of applause. Great job. Okay, so that's part 2 of the agenda. I don't know if you guys see this, but this is simple. This is not a crazy process. We have something great. We work with a great company. What we do for clients is great. Everybody needs what we do. The competition is great. Everything is great. And most people are looking for something better. Most people are. Very few are 100% satisfied with everything. And we can do something great here. You can be the owner of your own business. You can build something. You can build an empire. You can build it so big that not only do you help thousands of people, but your family becomes financially independent because of this. That's really what it is. That's why we're doing this. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you. Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you. I don't know if there's other people you want to introduce or jump in your thing, but
well, first of all, I'd like to make sure that we give Jerome a round of applause. And you understand, Mike and Jerome, they work with the organization, they come from head office. Maybe we might be a bit biased. We might be looking at it from a perspective of, how we understand how this organization works and functions. So how would you like to hear from somebody that's in the field, that's been new in their experiences? Does that make you excited? Yeah. Be able to understand what they've gone through, what their journey's been like, to be able to relate to directly where you are today and looking at this business. So I would love to bring up to the front of the room one of our sales leaders. She's been with our company just under a year and a half. She's going to tell you a little bit about her story, what she was doing before, what led her to our organization, and what her experiences have been like since she's been a part of it, to be able to really relate to where you are right now and what life could look like. Does that make sense? Yeah. So guys, let's make some noise for Pearly Queen Luceño.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pearly Queen Luceño-Burton. Born and raised in the Philippines. I have a little chit-chit here just for me to calm down. Came in Saskatchewan, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, on February 2001 when I was 18 years old. So, my mom, who came here first in Canada, as a caregiver, brought us here as a family after 5 years. But before that, she went to Middle East for 2 years to work for our family to survive back home. If I'm not mistaken, she first left Philippines when I was just in grade 2, and our youngest sibling was only a year old at that time. I'm telling you this part of my life so you'll understand why I do things I do before Combined, and now that I am in Combined. Before Combined, I've been doing a lot of things. I've been a single mom for 10 years. Before I got married last year, and that's another story, I'll tell you later. I opened my day home 2009, for the sole reason that I wanted to take care and raise my own son while making a living as well. I prayed for that, and that was an answered prayer. I also opened my event planning in 2010 when I surprised my parents when they got married, because that was her dream. I also work in Dollarama part-time while doing all these things. I also do band gigs, like I sing in the band and I also dance, just to make a living. But at the end of the day, it's paycheck to paycheck still. The reason why I'm doing this is because I wanted to, just like Jerome said, that I wanted to give back to my family, especially with my mom and my dad. I'm trying not to cry here. I really, because my mom, she's always into networking before, and every time she came into a company, she always dragged me and my brothers and my sisters to be with her. And at the end of the day, it's still nothing. And one of the reasons that I really wanted to be successful is because I wanted to retire my mom and my dad. When Combined came, and it was also an answered prayer, our angel, Angie Ostojic, came into our house because she's my mom's friend, and she was sharing the product at that time. And then my mom was like, "Okay, listen to this," and then I said, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is another networking." Because my mom, she always keeps on telling me, and then okay, just so that my mom stops, so I'll just give her time and then listen. And then the Angie came to our house and explained it, and then the product, I loved it at that moment when I saw it, because I have a son that's always on the go, and we went to the hospital back and forth that time too. So the product I love. And then when she was filling up the forms, little did I know she was already asking questions, and that time she was already interviewing me. And then that time I was just answering, and she's like, "Oh, you've been doing a lot of this and that." And then she said, "Why are you doing this?" It's because I wanted to help my mom and my dad. I really wanted them to retire, but I don't know how, but I still kept going. And she said, "Do you want to go to school?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And the rest is history. Here in Combined, my first check, when Adi trained me in the field for 3 days, and she was like, you're gonna be happy when you see your first check. And after 2 weeks, because that time I'm also a member in a church, and I'm also active at that time, and even now. We have a conference in Montreal, and I don't have money. And then I forgot about Combined, that we worked for a week, and Angie said that after 2 weeks, you'll be happy. And then when we came to Montreal, I was saving so much, because I know I just have this much. And then I know that this feeling that's just telling you that, okay, check your bank account, check your bank, because I'm scared, because before Combined, it's always negative, negative, negative. So I'm scared to look at my bank. And then that time when we were in Montreal, and we were planning to go to New York too, because my son and I, we love to travel. When I saw and opened my bank account, oh my gosh, I was gonna jump, because it's my first check in Combined for working just in 3 days. It's 2,400. I didn't make much money of that when I've been working a lot, so much, and I said, oh my goodness, this is something really good. And then when I came back here in Calgary, because we went to New York that time, because of 2,400, we were like, okay, thank you, Lord. So we can eat and shop. And when I came here, when we came back here in Calgary, I said I'm gonna try working, doing more in Combined. And at that time, when I did my own presentation, because at Angie, when I came back in Calgary, she was in the US doing her training as well. So I'm like at a loss, because I don't have any experience in sales. So what I did with cue cards, even my own name, "Hi, my name is Pearly Queen," I have to read it in front of people that I presented. It's a good thing, because they're members of our community. And then when I asked them, this is my first time, and can you help me and read what I do or what I did? And every time I did that, it's a close. My second paycheck in Combined, I bought my a second-hand vehicle, because back then, before combined, I've been saving money to buy even just a second-hand car. I can't, because every time I have the money, there's emergency, and so we still help our families back home in the Philippines as well. So here in combined, my second paycheck, I bought my second car, my second vehicle. And then, just last year, in March, when we were running to become a sales leader, my dad said, you have to get a new vehicle because you're driving around the city, just for you to be safe as well. So in March last year, I was able to get my second vehicle, the Subaru Cross Truck, which I love because it's all-wheel drive and it's good for winter. And also because of combined, I told my parents that give me 2 years. I can really retire you. And just my dad, just December, though, we found out that he has blockage in the heart. So there's like really reason for me to work hard for this so that I can retire my mom and my dad faster. Last one. Just last year, I got married, and I said, if not for combined, I don't think I will get married. Because yes, you know Filipinos.
So who's not married here?
Last year, because Filipinos, we are like so close, right? Our guests are 300 people, and for $20,000, it's huge. And I don't know if not for combined. So just in 6 months, every Friday we go to the hotel to pay the venue, and we paid the wedding without debt because of combined. Last one. Just last week, when Mike Greco sent me a text that congratulations, you qualified for Jamaica, I was jumping with joy, and I didn't expect it, and I phoned Ate Angie, and I was shouting at the phone. What's going on? Truly, this company has blessed me, my family, and the people that I saw myself in them that's been in my situation before, that I wanted to share this opportunity to them because this has changed my life and my family, so I just wanted to pass on the opportunity to them so they can share this as well to the people that they love. That's all.
Would you say that was real, guys?
Yes.
Would you say it was genuine?
Yes.
Would you say that there's an opportunity here? Who wants to learn more? All right, guys, so let's talk. Let's talk for a minute about what we do, how we do it, and how we can get started. So Jerome went through a good portion today about our organization, what we're structured on, and all of those things. I mean, one of the big keys that we really make sure that on the beginning stage of everything that we do is we talk a little bit about finances, right? I mean, is the company licensed? We've been around since 1956 in Canada, but organizationally since 1922. Jerome talked about this. Is the company financially strong and solvent? Do they pay their policyholders' claims? These are all important things when you're looking at going into business. Well, first and foremost, our organization has over $1.5 billion in bonds when it comes to assets. Is that a lot of money?
Yeah.
Is that a lot of money?
Yes.
All right, and we also have in reserves over $1.3 billion. In other words, if all of our policyholders had to claim tomorrow because of some unfortunate disaster, are they going to get paid? Yes. Is there money there to make sure we've protected them? Yes. Is that an important thing for an organization to grow? When it comes down to dollars and cents, in 2016, we paid out over $104 million in benefits to our Canadian policyholders alone. Is that a lot of money? Yes. Now again, I want you to think about this. Jerome talked for a moment at the beginning saying that many companies are starting with the financial house talking about life insurance, right? But really, statistically speaking, we get hurt or sick more times in life than we die. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Right. So if we need to make money, if we need to pay our bills, if all of these things happen, what's more important? Money coming in when we're living or money paying things off 40 years from now once we've lived? money now. Would we agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if 95% of the industry are paying out claims based on deaths, I want you to think about what company is honoring more claims. If the average person has $1 million life insurance policy, and let's say they paid out $100 million in claims last year, how many claims did they honor? 100. Now, if we paid out $104 million in claims last year, there could be something as small as $700 because you needed stitches, $4,000 because you had a broken bone for 2 weeks, $3,300 because you spent a night in the hospital. How many claims are we honoring? Now, if you want to think, you hear stigma in the industry. Oh, a company doesn't pay their claims. A company doesn't pay their claims. Well, if we paid out $104 million and the average claim is $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, are we paying our claims?
Yes.
And that is an important takeaway when you take a look at our organization. Would we agree?
Yes.
All right. So from there, we are rated by AM Best in the financial services industry as A+ Superior. By the Better Business Bureau, we have an A+ rating as well, which means that we can keep our doors open and we can continue to work and make sure that we're recognized in the industry for doing what we do well. So the beginning stage of our process, Jerome talked about the interview, the screening process, right? We're going to sit with you. We're going to talk with you about our organization, expansion opportunities everywhere. Jerome talked about many of these points. When we were founded, that we have millions of customers, over 450,000 in Canada, that we are a subsidiary of the Chubb group of companies. They operate in more than 54 countries worldwide, consolidated assets in excess of $150 billion. So our organization, is it going to be there tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is it going to be there 10 years from now?
Yeah.
Is it going to be there 30 years from now?
Yeah.
Does that mean that you have the opportunity to build a long-lasting career? And that's an important word, career, right? In today's market, Jerome talked to you about the money that's in mutual funds, life insurance, consumer debt, the life expectancy of people, 82 years of age, and the average income of $81,000. One thing I really want to kind of point out here is, out of curiosity, what do you think the average debt is for a Canadian walking around today? What do you think?
Average debt.
Average debt, $24,000. And that's excluding their home. $24,000 in debt. Now, what would you say the average home costs here in Calgary? $400,000? So, if you wanted to go buy a home tomorrow, does the bank just say, great, sign the paperwork, no money needed up front, here you go, here's your house? No. What do they ask for? Down payment. How much is that down payment? Minimum. 5%. Minimum of 5%, right? Minimum. So what's 5% on $400,000? 20. Okay, so what does the average Canadian earn? We just talked here. The median income is $81,000, but is everyone in a relationship? No, so there's single people that are out there, right? So that would mean that the average income is somewhere below that. Now here in Alberta, it's about, I think it's 47 to 48,000 on the last year's, don't quote me on that, but around 48,000, let's call it, okay? So someone take out a calculator and add this up for me. I'm $24,000 in debt. I need $20,000 to get my home. And I make $48,000 a year. Equals error. Did anybody get error? Does it work?
No.
At the end of the day, what we have to understand is this is the predicament that most Canadians are in. Wouldn't we agree? Now what we want to do is provide you a solution to not be most, but to be above that average. So here we look at it. We talked about the we talked about 100 people at age 65 and what they're currently doing. 54 dependent, 36 working. Jerome hit the nail on the head. How many people really want to continue working beyond 65 because they got nothing better to do? We want to be in a position where we have the choice, right? So if you were to work in a new industry, would you want to work in a small industry in a small market, or the biggest industry in the world with everyone needing our products? Which would you want to be, one or two? Two, right? Now at the end of the day, if there's a lot of money here and there's a lot of opportunity, wouldn't you want to be a part of that? Now, I want you to not only think about the fact that this is the biggest industry in the world, but now I want you to take it and dissect it further. Jerome said there's over 100,000 licensed advisors in the insurance industry in Canada, right? But only 5% of them are focusing in on living benefits. What is our entire platform talking about? Living benefits. Now, if you're going to be in the biggest industry in the world, would you want to compete with 95% of it in the lake? Or would you want to be specific where you're only competing with 5%? Now, of that 5%, which we're talking about, 5,000 licensed advisors, over 2,000 of them are here. Do you have a competitive advantage?
Yes.
Do you have an opportunity?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about, guys. So the financial house, again, income protection, building everything from there. So most people think their house or their car is their biggest asset, but we know that you are your most valuable asset. Your ability to earn an income is the most valuable asset you will ever have to pay the bills. And hopefully there's enough money left over once we've paid the bills to do what? Save, to eventually lead to what? Retirement. Is there anyone in this room that would never like to retire? How many people in this room would love to retire? You're probably already dreaming about it. Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing, right? So, how about if you get hurt or you get sick, what happens to your money? Oh, but I have group insurance, Mike. Sure. But does group insurance pay you 100% of your income when you get hurt or you get sick? Does it always kick in the very first day when something happens? Now let me ask you a question. If you've been standardly living on a certain budget every single month, where you've been expecting $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, and let's say you do have a group insurance plan, the law of insurance, you'll learn, states that you'll never exceed 70% of your earnings on a group insurance plan. So that means that what was $5,000 a month immediately gets reduced down to $3,500. Now, if you get hurt or you get sick, do you think that there's extra bills that might come as a result of that, that might not be covered by a group insurance plan, or might not be covered by your government provider, or might just sporadically come up that impacts other people's lives that also impact their finances? Would you agree? So if you're used to $5,000 a month and you do have a group insurance plan, you're now down to $3,500. How many people could live long term on a shortfall of $1,500 a month? Difficult, right? Now, if there's an extra bill of $500 or $1,000, how many of you could handle going a month, 2 months, 3 months with $2,500 less than what you were anticipating earning? Does that put you in a tough spot? So is group insurance the answer for all Canadians? No. Are they left in a position where they're insecure? Yes. What about workers' compensation? Well, that'll cover me. How many people do you know of today that are still in court trying to figure out why they didn't get paid 2 years ago for something that happened that really should have been honored? Have you heard of these situations? Yes. Now let me ask you a question. If you got hurt so bad that you could not work anymore and you're at home, and you're fighting with WCB for 2 years, first of all, if you can't work, what aren't you making? Money. If you're not making money, what happens to your bills? They still accumulate. Now, if you have to go to court, who's paying for that? You. Unless a lawyer's saying, I'm doing it on the back end, right? Now, chances are, if you went 2 years with no income, trying to get a settlement, do you think you're in worse or better shape than you were before the claim even happened? Worse. So how many people do you think went through bankruptcy during that 2 year span? By the time the payout comes, are they going to even benefit from it? No. Does that make sense? Do we understand this? So again, let's talk for a minute about the fact that we don't earn an income. We've got workers' comp, we've got group insurance, but we got to pay that money. The money comes in to pay our bills. When the money comes in to pay our bills, Jerome talked about it. How much money do we spend on life insurance, car insurance, mortgage insurance? But does that pay us if we get hurt or we get sick? No, it doesn't, which means it's just another bill. Do we agree? So then we need to either take money from our savings or increase debt to pay that off, and ultimately that dream that we had of retirement, guess what? It's gone. And that's when the previous slide, those 54 people are still in a position where they're not able to do what they'd like to do and they're living check to check or having to continue to work. Make sense? So we want to provide them with the solution either from a product point of view where we have the income being provided and also from an opportunity point of view to allow you an opportunity to grow. There's our portfolio. Jerome talked about it. We really focus in on the top 3 or 4, and we also offer everything else so we can round out a customer's needs. From there, we want to ask you, what would you prefer? Helping people with proper insurance and financial products, or teaching people how to grow their income? How about both? Yeah. Who here is excited about both? Right? And we provide you that opportunity. So again, the wealthy 1%, entrepreneurs building businesses, understanding how our compensation works, and the fact that you can go out and provide value to a family and be compensated. I want you to think about this for a minute. How many people, by a show of hands in this room, know someone in your family or close to you that's been hurt or sick in their life? Now, if you were able to help them financially get through that struggle, do you think that they would see that you provided them value?
Yes.
Would you say that you helped?
Yes.
Now, believe it or not, it's amazing when you can sit down with a policyholder that went through a difficult time and they will actually cry and tell you, thank you very much for being here and having this conversation with me, because if it wasn't for you, I couldn't put food on the table, I couldn't provide for my kids, I couldn't keep the roof over our head. And do you think you made an impact in a positive way?
Yes.
How many people want to wake up every single morning with a purpose to go to work and provide value, where you can take pride in what you do and get passionate about the change you can make in the world? Show of hands. Guys, that's what we want to provide you here. So there's opportunities in sales to build teams as a sales leader and a district leader. And the big thing that we want to have you understand is that we will not only help you build sustainable income on the front end, passive income on the long end. The long end, is that a word? On the back end. On the back end to allow you that opportunity to grow. Okay? So we start here by having a conversation with you. What are your main goals? We want to know what your personal goals are and your financial goals so that we can put a plan together with you to help you achieve it. Does that sound good? Is that a great place to start if you're going to be looking at a new career? For someone who cares to say, hey, listen, what are your goals? How can we help you get there? From there, we're going to help you launch your career. We're going to talk to you about when our licensing school is. We've got options, whether it be through a third party that we've negotiated out discounted rates for you to be able to study at your own pace to get licensed in our industry, or to be able to come in-house to work with our training team to get you through there in a shorter period of time. We're also going to talk to you about our sales training process. We're going to get you into a classroom. We're going to train you on our products, give you a thorough understanding of the foundation of what you need to know so you don't go out there not understanding what the heck it is you're talking about. Would you say that confidence is key? 100%. From there, we're going to provide you in-field training. Your sales leaders, they're going to spend time with you in the field, help you identify the markets that you have an opportunity to speak to, help you set appointments, go with you on those appointments, demonstrate what to do, give you the support that you need to be able to get things going. Would you say that that is advantageous to you for someone to be by your side to help kickstart your career? Yes or yes? Yes. Great. From there, we're going to continue to help you build through business overviews, things like this on evenings or weekends. We can do home business presentations. Come into your house, have 5, 6, 7, 10 people, cookies, not necessarily the ones in July, cookies and coffee and whatever else, and we can help you explain what it is we do to provide these differences to people, and obviously one-on-one interviews. From there, we're going to provide you with an in-field, a training allowance for those who qualify. I'm going to talk about that in just a few minutes. I'll get to it. But most importantly, we want to show you how to fast-track your opportunity to produce $5,000 in sales through our organization, through support and training, within your first either 3 to 10 days, 2 to 4 weeks, or 5 to 8 weeks. How many people, knowing that we earn a 70% commission, would like to see $3,000 or more in your bank account between 3 to 10 days? Nobody? Okay, 2 to 4 weeks. Which one? Okay, so by show of hands, here, here, here. Still, some of you just want to be broke. At the end of the day, what we will do is we'll put a game plan together with you to support that goal. Our objective is in the first week, you're going to see to help get you to a minimum of 2,500 or more in volume halfway there, and within our first 4 to 5 weeks to be able to get it done and double it. Is that exciting? How many of you in your first new opportunity, let's say a new job or anything, in your first month made $3,000 or more? Straight out of the gate. That's what we want to provide to you here. We also are going to help you build and compensate you for your involvement in that. Do you think at the end of the day, if you were to go out and build a business on your own, let's say you wanted to open shop next week, that someone like the bank is going to compensate you for growing your staff? Does that happen? No. So you go to the bank and say, hey, listen, I'm going to open up a McDonald's. I need $2.3 million. It's cool, right? You just sign here and here and here and here, no problem. Now I'm going to open my McDonald's. Now, bank, can you also pay me to hire my people? What are they going to tell you? No. No. Who's going to pay for that? You. But guess what we do here, guys? We're going to actually provide you compensation for building your team as you build it. As you're having a conversation, all of the individuals in this room that invited guests here today, I'll be honest, we're going to compensate the individual if you're a part of our organization. Why? Because we want to find quality people.
It's like a referral program.
It's a referral program. At the end of the day, what we want to look at is quality individuals. We're not here to throw that old technique of spaghetti at the wall. We're looking for people that want to change their life. And at the end of the day, because these individuals are having conversations with you and you're serious about looking at this, we're going to invest in you, which means we're also going to invest in them. Does that make sense? And there's an opportunity for everybody, and I'll go through it in just a few moments. When we sit down with you, we are going to ask you for 6 personal references that are unrelated to you. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? What did I just finish saying? What do we want to find? Quality individuals. If you don't have 6 people that would be able to say, Jerome's a great guy, well, we might not want to do business with you. Do you think that's fair? At the end of the day, we want to find people with integrity, people that have an understanding and can build relationships, people that are obviously out there that people would say good things about them. And so at the end of the day, we're going to help you with these references as well, be able to build strong connections to build your business further from there. From here, we're going to talk to you about who else you know that could be great communicators, like to talk to people. And this is going to allow us an opportunity to work with you about perhaps exploring other opportunities for them to be a part of your business that they may not have considered before. But how many people are unhappy where they're at, do you think? What do you think? A significant number of people? So at the end of the day, how many of these people don't know that there's an opportunity out there for them to change their life? And we will help you by sitting down and identifying who are the people that you know that are great communicators? Who are the people you know that are interested in sales? Who are the people you know that are looking for something better or want to improve their opportunity? What about considering an opportunity to give a helping hand? These are all areas we're going to sit with you, look at these individuals. We will reach out to them on your behalf and work with you by bringing them into an event like this, sitting with them one-on-one, to be able to explain in detail how what we do benefits them. And at the end of the day, all we're doing is giving them what? A choice. How many people would like to be stuck for the rest of their life with no options?
Yeah.
How many people would like, at bare minimum, to know that there is an option?
This is available for
right? So this is what we would use. This is a field-oriented program. This is involved in the interview process, guys. So this here is our interview process in a nutshell.
And it's a fillable PDF. You can do it on your tablet. You can do it on your phone. So anyway.
So the next step here is our prospective sales representatives questionnaire. In other words, there's a few things that we need to look at for an individual coming into our industry. Number one, we need to make sure we can get them bonded. They're going to be handling funds on behalf of policyholders. We need to take a look at any type of criminal backgrounds, financial backgrounds. It's not to say that we, will disqualify everybody in these scenarios. They're case by case. But obviously, we want a person that has a good reputation to build on our reputation. Would we not agree? Yeah. So guys, there's a lot of things that we need to go through when it comes here. Once they're approved, we look at the driver's abstract, criminal record check, financial back check. If everything's good and we have a conversation and we have to discuss a couple case-by-case scenarios, I get it, divorce occurred, needed to declare a bankruptcy or whatever. Those are all conversations that we can have, and we'll make sure that we can get to the bottom of it to move forward with the person. From there, class begins. So we've got two options. I mentioned to you, we can provide a person the opportunity to study on their own, to get licensed on their own through a provider we have discounted rates with. You could work it at your own pace. You could get it done in 3 days if you really wanted to buckle down and make it happen. You could take a week, a month, whatever, if you're working in conjunction with what you're doing. Or you could come into an 8-day course that our company provides. Monday through Friday, following Monday through Wednesday, we've now certified you in-house to be able to write that exam with our support. That's followed up with 7 days of sales training. So if you get licensed on your own, or if you come into our training program, either way, we're going to provide you with 7 days of sales training.
Something? Yep. What's 8 plus 7? 15 days for a new career. We're not talking about going back to school for 2 years here. This is not the university degree in 4 years. This is 2 weeks, 15 days, and there's a brand new career with unlimited potential. That's how I see it. And you've been doing stuff for the last 10, 20, 30 years. You have a massive amount of experience. You keep that, right? This is worth a lot of money, what you've been through, everything you've done. You keep that, and in 15 days, you have a new business opportunity at no cost. Okay, I'm sitting down.
For people that may already be in the industry and they're looking at exploring opportunities with us, we will talk to you about being able to shortcut that process down to a 4-day training with you and other individuals that you'd be looking at introducing us to. Okay, guys? So from there, we talk about how there's various different elements that support you. It's not just your sales leader that's in the field. It's not just your district leader. It's all of us. As a regional manager, I'm here to support you. Corporate field support staff, Jerome and his team are here to support you. Our vice president, zone manager, our administration team. You've got a bunch of people in your corner. I mean, at the end of the day, think of a boxing match. You got a guy that's standing there and he goes to his corner and there's one guy there that's 80 years old trying to carry the bucket to be able to make sure they can clean the blood off of him. Or you got a corner full of 50 people that are cheering him on, getting him excited, cleaning them up, making sure they're good. What would you rather have? 50. Hello? What would you rather have? 50 people in the corner getting you excited, supporting you. Guys, you need to understand you're not alone here. We're in your corner to help you all along the way. From there, you've got all the contact information. All of this will be given to you on the front end. Then it comes down to in-field. Once you've gone through our certification program, your license is activated, we say you're ready to go, your sales leader's out with you. They're going to field train you right out of class. What did we say our objective was in the first week? To get you to $2,500 in volume, halfway to that $5,000 within your first week. Then we're trying to make sure that there's a minimum of another $2,000 in 4 weeks, $4,000 in 8 weeks, $5,000 within 12 weeks, so that we can support you at making sure that you take this career seriously and you come out of the gate strong. You heard Pearly's story, right? The first check she got, she sat back and went, oh my God, because we're there to support you, to help you, to hold your hand. But again, we're not there to hold your hand long term. What do we want you to become? Confident and independent, to be able to go out there and build a career. Does that make sense? It's about instilling that confidence. So through the process, there's some things that you need to know. What we will allow each representative to do is we will advance you all of the costs associated with coming into our organization. So our company advances $2,600 to cover all the costs associated with training. Whether that's license and sales training, whether it's just all the costs associated with it, okay? From there, if you have no other source of income or you have no other employment, we can provide you an allowance to help you get through that time as well. How that allowance works is we provide you $400 per week while you're in training. So if an individual did the full licensing and the sales school, technically it's over 3 weeks because there's Monday to Friday, Monday to Wednesday, that's licensing. Then there's Thursday, Friday, Monday to Friday is our sales training. Is everybody with me? Yes. So during that 3 weeks of school, we would provide you $400 per week for each week of classroom instruction to a maximum of $1,200. But again, only if you have no other source of income or employment, and this is going to be your 100% full-time career. Make sense? Yes. We good? So this here would not be offered if you are a broker or you have any other source of income. Now, once you hit the field, once you're activated, the company also provides you another $200 for your first week of field activity. But what else is happening in your first week of field activity?
Well, you get paid.
You're getting paid because you're spending time with who?
Your field trainer.
Your field trainer. So your field trainer's out with you. And Jerome said the technology that we're using now allows you to do submit, which means the next week you're going to have what? Commission being paid from sales already generated with your field trainer support. Does that make sense? Is everybody with me? Now, if for one reason or another, I want to just take this back for a minute, you do the self-study and you license on your own through a third party, and you have no other source of income, technically you're only spending Thursday, Friday, and Monday through Friday in class then. You with me? Because you're doing sales only. Everybody good? We'll provide you with the 1 week at $400. The other 2 weeks of $400 will roll into the field for you. So your first week of field activity, $400. Second week of field activity, $400. Third week of field activity, $200. So as long as you qualify for the program, you'll all get the opportunity to earn the same amount. Does that make sense? Yes. Is everybody with me? Just wanted to make sure I clarified that for everyone. From here, the good news is, if you qualify for our allowance, we will also advance you the cost for an iPad. Cool deal? Yes. So you will receive an iPad from us if you qualify for the allowance program. From there, it's important to understand that any human anywhere will blossom in 100 unexpected talents and capacity simply by giving the opportunity to do so. Who agrees? Who agrees that when you're given an opportunity that it's what you make of it that counts? So at the end of the day, we help you build. And this is what we were talking about. This is our referral program, guys. If you're a representative of our company and you want to introduce us to quality individuals to change their life, we will help you build an organization. We will compensate you for your involvement in that. You see here that it talks about 6 field recruits, if you will. What that means is if you bring a guest, you sit with that guest, we interview that guest, we recruit that guest, they become a part of our organization. The first time you do it, you'll earn $400. The second time you do it, you can earn up to $550. Third time, $900. Fourth time, $900. Or fifth time, $1,350. 6 times, $1,400. And we have gotten special approvals to go beyond that. Now let me ask you a question. Out of curiosity, how many people, again, have, by a show of hands, have people they know that are extremely unhappy where they're at with work? They talk about it all the time. You might not even, they just like, oh man, yesterday, had to work. Brutal. These conversations happen, right? How was your day yesterday? Oh my God. Have you heard that? You've been on calls with friends and family and whatever. You know, what are you up to this weekend? Oh, overtime. You know what I mean? You heard this, right? So, out of curiosity, do you think that if you just socially and comfortably, with no pressure, had conversations with people weekly, and you said, hey, listen, you know, it sounds to me like you might not necessarily be happy. Are you open to looking at different things? Do you think that if you did that every single week, just even a few times, you'd at least find one person that's definitely going to say, yeah, I'm interested in learning something new? Yes. Well, then over the course of 13 weeks, because this is a quarter, that means at bare minimum, you've just said that you could find someone once a week, which would be 13 and a quarter. Does anybody disagree with the math? Yes. That means that 50% of them would definitely join, which means we just guaranteed you up to $5,500 in bonus. Who here would like a $5,500 bonus for helping someone change their life? What would you do with the money? Just out of curiosity. Carla, what would you do with the money? Invest it? Great. Who else? If you got $5,500, what would you do with it? Trip to Italy. Great. Who else? Who else? What would you do with, yeah, go ahead. Pay debts. Pay debts. So guys, if you would like a $5,500 bonus, wouldn't it make sense to sit with us and let's work on it right now? Because we can make that happen for you to be able to achieve whatever you want to do with the money, because whose money is it? Yours. And you help someone change their life. So how it works, the field representative must be entered into the field once they've graduated from training. We will help them get to $500 in volume within their very first 2 weeks. We'll also help them get to that $2,500 within their first 5 weeks, and $4,000 between their weeks 6 to 10. Everybody agrees with the support of a field trainer that this is doable? Yes. Yeah. So that's what we're here to do, okay guys? From there, we're going to talk to you a little bit about what we've got. We've got incentive weeks. We've got different things that happen. Isn't it nice to know that you go out, you have an opportunity to earn a substantial income, but then the company also says, hey, how would you like to earn an iPad? Hey, how would you like to earn a, I don't know, navigation system? How would you like to earn all kinds of different incentives? Our company puts this up in addition with these weeks where you see Builders Week, Combined Insurance Week, Sweetheart Week. Oh, you know that this one's going to be some jewelry for the ladies. So guys, if you've completely not planned Valentine's Day, you know next week you got to go out, work hard, and you're going to have something nice coming so you don't get sleeping in the doghouse. You know what I mean? We all know what's going on there. Okay, so guys, there's also bonus programs. So not only do we compensate you very high for doing what you do, then we pay you on top of that for doing it consistently. Is that awesome? Yes. So as a new representative, you have an opportunity to earn 8% more on everything you did in the last month because you're out there and you're a high achiever. $6,500 in volume over a month gets you an 8% bonus based on your cancellation. Pretty good deal? Yes. From there, once you've been with our company for 7 months or more, we actually increase the payout to 10% if you do 7,000 or more in a month. And our months are based on 4-week intervals, not a traditional 4, 4, 5, like 13 weeks in a quarter. So you actually have 13 opportunities to bonus in a year. Is that a pretty good deal? So I want you to think about this as a sales representative, okay? Let's just quickly put this together. You heard Jerome say, you have an opportunity to earn a 6-figure income here, right? Now, on average, would you say, Jerome showed you the program, right, where it was under $2 a day for you to protect yourself against any accident whatsoever. Would you say that's a worthwhile investment? Yes. How many people in this room feel you're worth more than $2 a day? Not a trick question. That's right? Right? Yeah? So, do you think you could find 2, 3, 4 other people that see the same value as you just did a week? Is that outrageous? More importantly, what Jerome didn't talk about is the fact that we can actually cover an entire family for $136 a month. The whole family. I have 8 kids, yep. I have 2 kids, yep. I have 16 kids, crazy, but yep. Okay? We cover the whole family. So out of curiosity, do you think you could find 2 families a week that see value in spending probably under $1 a day each on each one of the family members to protect them in the event of the unforeseen? What's the average cost of living here in Calgary, do you think, per month? $4,000? So think about this. If the average cost of living is $4,000, the first month is probably the most important if group insurance and all those things aren't going to kick in. Would we not agree? Jerome showed you one night in the hospital, what would we pay you? $3,300. If you receive $3,300, would it more than help offset $4,000 for the month? Yes. 1 day $3,300 or 30 days $4,000. Does that help? Now, but Mike, nobody spends time in the hospital today. Totally understand, Jerome. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. At the end of the day, we also pay you up to 2 weeks. If your doctor says you have a broken bone, a fracture, outpatient surgery, and you need to take time off, who would agree that receiving $4,200 to recover for 2 weeks would certainly help offset $4,000 on the month? Yeah. So, Again,
what if the recovery is 5 days? Do they still pay?
it's up to the doctor's discretion as to how many days. So if they were to, are you talking about recovery from hospitalization?
General terms, yeah.
Well, from the outpatient section, it's total disability up to 14 days authorized by their doctor for non-hospitalization. And for hospitalization, we always guarantee a minimum of 10 or 3 times the number of days, whichever is greater. So if I spend 1 night in the hospital, 10 days guaranteed. 3 nights in the hospital, 10 days guaranteed. If I spend 4 days in the hospital, I can get up to 12 days, depending on the doctor, but at minimum I will always receive 10. Is that a good deal? So again, how many people see the value in being able to talk to a family about this? If you could see 2 families a week that saw value, you're going to do on average at least $2,500 in volume. Why? Because 136 plus 136 is what, 272? 272 times 12 is like over almost 3,000 bucks. So is it good for me to scale it back and say 2,500? Let's do 3,000. If you're doing 3,000 a week at 70%, how much are you earning a week? Someone take a calculator, 2,100. And how many weeks are in a year? 52. The other day we said 54, didn't we, Jerome? And I'm like, 56. You said 56. Yeah. I'm like, what? That's crazy. Okay, so if we do the math on that, that's 2,000. Call it 2,000 bucks a week at 52 weeks is $104,000. Just from that. But is that all? No, because what else did we pay you along the way? A bonus. So take it at 9%, so it's halfway in between. What's 9% on 150,000? It's close to 58,000. So 14 grand. So now you're at 20,000. But wait, you also talked to people because you wanted to build your business. And what did you get here? And this program, if it's extended into the 2nd quarter and the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter, means that it would pay you every single time you do it, right? So how many quarters are in a year? 4. Always funny when I ask that. Okay? So 5,500 times 2 is 11, times 4 then would be, or not times 4, times 22, right? So now you're at how much? $150,000. But wait, there's more. See, look at this. You earn a 2% override on the total volume of sales any of your personal referrals produced for their first 18 months in the business. Do you think that tops you up to like 150 or more? And by now, if you've started to build an organization, became confident in what you do, how many of you think may be interested in leading a team? Well, now you're also getting 25% override on what they do. Is that a good deal? Yes. So my question is, does our company pay you to grow here? Yes. Does it pay you to build here? In your first year, you have an opportunity to earn a 6-figure income. Where can you get that today? If you went to university for 4 years and came out with a commerce degree, do you start off at 6 figures?
No.
No. What do you do, Jerome?
You start at 40,000.
40,000 a year.
Forever to move up.
You go through 15 days of training with us. We invest in you, and you're willing to put in the hard work, and you're disciplined enough. In your first year, you can make that 6 figures or more. Do you see the value?
Yes.
So from there, guys, again, we're going to talk about sales leaders also have bonus programs for the volume of sales their teammates. So now they're getting personal sales, recruiting opportunities, overrides, and a bonus. So do you see a $250,000 to $300,000 opportunity here? What was Jerome talking about, right? And we also pay for promotions. So we will pay you to get promoted. Wait, what? We will pay you to get promoted. We'll provide you an opportunity to get paid and compensated for moving up within the company and all kinds of things. Is that exciting?
Yes.
From there, we also provide awards. Who here likes getting recognition? It's nice to know that someone cares, right? Well, we recognize you with awards. This is what we call our WCS awards. We start with an initial, then a pearl, a ruby, sapphire, emerald, but that's the money spot right there. How would you feel when you stand up and say, I'm a grand diamond achiever? Feels good, doesn't it? I'm a grand diamond achiever. And we have an opportunity to earn 1 degree, 8 degrees. But look at this, 225 degrees of grand diamond, the Claude Derry Award. What do you earn? Rolex. Who would like diamonds in their Rolex? Walking around being like, look at me, right? Haha, we offer that. Leaders Club and Achievers Club rings. How many of the ladies like jewelry, right? Rings, the guys, same thing. We've got rings. We've got trackers. Incentive trips. Who here likes to explore and travel? Just a few of you? We're going to Jamaica in April. Here's our next trip to Cancun. So we're going to be going to Cancun in October. We've got the Italy trip that we were talking about. But anyways, here's just, as you can see, every single qualification. Top 3 in Canada here, 4th and 5th win here too, 20 winners as sales representatives. 10 winners as new representatives. All kinds of things. We, through the course of the year, provide special weeks where you get an opportunity to get extra credit for the same thing you're doing. So as an example, if you had a really big week planned, you're going out, you've really got a lot of appointments scheduled, we might be offering you the opportunity to get 10 times the credit for everything you submit that week. So you have a rock star week where you submit 10,000 in volume from all your appointments, but the company credits you with 110,000 towards the trip. Do you think you're going on that trip? Yes. So we make sure the report that's online, what we call the PMA portal, we're going to train you on how to navigate that, to find all of our products, to be able to log in and search customers, to do all kinds of things. Everything that you need is right here in the back office, and we're going to continue to train you on it. So from there, guys, the question that you got to ask yourself is, are you willing to be able to step outside your comfort zone to change what life looks like today? And you don't have to answer that question right now because there's more to come. I want you to think about it as we go through. There's a big difference between someone who is capable and someone who is willing. See, Jerome and I, we've been in the industry for many years. We could sit down with somebody that has many years of insurance experience. That would tell us that that person is what? Capable. But here's the thing that I learned about heart. You can never measure the size of heart. Would you not agree?
Yes.
Yes. And the thing about someone that is willing is someone that is willing is going to go above and beyond someone that is capable eventually. And those are the people that we're looking for. Does that make sense? Yes. Are we excited?
Yes.
All right, guys. So the next individual that I'm going to bring up to the podium has just had a rock star first year in our business. She and her husband have come in and just set the world on fire. Just such an inspirational individual. #1 in all of Western Canada within their very, very first year. You heard Jerome talk about it, over $1.1 million in earnings in 12 months or less. $1.1 million in earnings. Wonderful. Angie, Ostojic.
Who made those New Year's resolutions? Have you? Beautiful. Who doesn't make any New Year's resolution because they know they can never make it? Exactly. A year from now, you will wish you had started today. That's what New Year's resolution is all about. A lot of people, they always say, this year is my year. Every beginning of the year, they set up their New Year's resolution. But every single year, at the end of the year, they end up, what had happened? Where was the year? What had happened to me? Because a lot of people are easy falling through. They have the desire to change their life. The problem is, this is what it is. Some people dream of success while others wake up and work hard on it. Who think that whatever Jerome has said and Mike has said is right? And who would you think that if you really stick to something, you will get it right? That's what it is. Everything they said is sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna make all kinds of money. This year is the year and I'm super excited. But the problem that we have is this. Do we dream about it? Or do we really work hard? But I'm working hard every day, Angie. What are you talking about? I wake up with a purpose to go to work with the people that I don't like and with the boss that I hate. And he doesn't pay me a month. But I go to work every day. It's true. I'm not questioning you and I'm not judging you for doing that. But this is what it is. Formula for success. Anything they said is great. If we presented all these things to you, it's awesome. And you who think that Jerome is amazing presenting the opportunity. Let's give him a big hand. Does it make sense to you? Yes. The question is, are you ready to set some goals? Yes. A lot of people fail in life every single year. January, They're so excited. Oh my gosh, this year I'm gonna be the sexiest woman that will walk on earth. I'm gonna go exercise, da 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 da. This is how much I wanna lose. I want, you know, I want the Coca-Cola shape. At the end of the year, it's not the Coca-Cola bottle, but it is the Coca-Cola can. One piece. Why? January, they're so excited. Let's go. Personally, I can tell. Me too. Not only you. Every year, January, my gosh, oh, salad here, oh, nuts, oh, this, like, you know, you're so gang-ho, like, yes. February, waking up, drugging yourself. Oh, I don't know. This one time, I'm gonna have a plate of rice. And what's this? March, yeah, forget it, it's not happening. Do it again. And again, and again, and again. We'll do it we do it in our health, we do it in our finances, we do it in every single will that we made that year. Set up your goals. What's your goal this year? I heard some of the people will say, okay, I want to pay off my debts. Okay, so give me some goals that you want to achieve this year. It's February. Give me some goals. One said, I want to pay off my debts. Anyone else?
Travel.
Huh?
Travel.
Travel. Anyone else? Any goals? Yes, Jenny.
I want to make 100,000.
100,000. Anyone else? Yes.
Start mortgaging a house. That's a good goal.
Yes. Very good goal. Very good goal. Yes. Quit her job. Okay, fire your boss. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Saving up money to put for down payment.
Down payment for a house. That's awesome. Anyone else?
Save money for my kids' education.
Perfect. Anyone else?
Retire my mom and my dad.
Beautiful. If you don't know your goals, this is why people fail in life. If you don't know what you want, do you know where you're going?
Nothing.
You will never know where you're going. So you need to know what you want. Okay, these are my goals. But the thing is, what are your habits every single day? I want to save money for a down payment in a house. That you love to eat in this restaurant, so you go there and eat every single day. What else is the habit that you do?
Sales.
Shopping. What else?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah,
There you go.
Coffee.
Every single cent contribute to what you are working towards. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
Every cent. Oh, it's only $1. That dollar, do you know that you cannot complete $100 without $1? Every single dollar counts. So what are your daily habits that is supporting your goals? For example, oh my gosh, Jerome, this is a perfect sense. Oh, Mike, this is awesome. I can make 6 figures this year. But what are your daily habits? What are the things that you do? Sometimes it's easier to sit down on a couch. What's your teleserye? How do you say teleserye? Teleserye. What? Huh?
Teleserye.
Make it nicer. Teleserye. That is better to sitting down there other than going out in the cold and telling the message to the people. Would you agree with me? That's easier, right? So those habits that you develop every day, you always need to think on, is that habit contributing enough to the foundation of your goals? Okay? So those are the habits. So habits meaning a habit you will develop every single day that no matter what, it's like exercising. You get up in the morning, but if you need to think about getting up and going to exercise, it's not going to happen because you didn't develop that habit yet. A habit meaning it's like brushing your teeth every single day or even 2 times, 3 times a day if you do it. That is a habit. Like showering. Do you shower? Yes, that's a habit. Would you agree? Do you need to think, oh, will I shower today? Yes, it's a habit. You need to do it no matter what. When you brush, oh, when I brush my teeth today, yes, it's a habit. You need to do it automatically without thinking about it, right? So you need to develop those things, even small things. I'm not asking you to change anything else. I'm just asking you to do more, a little bit more towards working that goal. If you want to make 100,000 a year, then you need to do more, a little, just a little bit more, and develop the habits that will contribute to what you are working towards. I want money to put a down payment for a house. Well, what are the things, the habits that you are doing that will contribute to that? Does it make sense? Am I making any sense?
Yes.
Now, who got your habits already set up?
I'm trying.
Try harder then. Okay? Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Okay? When I came here in Canada, this is the habit that I do every single day. And that really contributes me to who I am right now. Every single morning when I started back home, I was a farmer with my parents. I was 5 years old starting to farm with my parents. And the habit that I develop every single day, I go and every morning when I wake up, my dad want me to bring the cow. You know what a cow?
Yes.
Cow. Cow and carabao. It's not carabao for the people who doesn't know what a cow or carabao is.
Water buffalo.
A water buffalo. A carabao is not a carabao. It's a carabao. Okay. I bring the carabao to the farm and feed the carabao. So my habit every single morning is, because that's already my job, okay? I'm gonna get that carabao, but while I am walking, I made it as a habit, I'm always saying my gratitude. It is, I'm a girl. It's not a girl supposed to have a job to bringing a cow or a carabao to the farm. That's a boy's job. I am a girl. But because I'm the eldest, I'm always the one to do it. Why do I always need to do it? But instead of complaining, I develop a habit of saying my gratitude while I am walking and bringing that cow or carabao to the farm. And one day, I was so tired and jumped on the top of that carabao and ride it. Unfortunately, I fall asleep and fall. And I was 7 years old, and I thought that's the end of my life. But because I never complain, instead, I say my gratitude every single time I do that. I've been blessed. Those hardships that I've been encountering when I was growing up, I use them as my advantage. Those are adversities. Those are adversities. Anything that goes wrong, my mom or my dad will whip me. And I use them, those adversities to my own advantage. I am not who I am if not because of those experiences that really, really shaped me to be who I am. Imagine if I was so ungrateful all the time. Those times that they beat me, they tell me what to do and everything. Imagine if I am so ungrateful and I didn't develop the habit of gratitude every day. Imagine where I'm gonna be now. My brother developed that ungratefulness. And you know where he is right now? He is the poorest. He got all his kids. They don't know what they're doing. They got nothing until now. The hardship that my dad went through is the hardship that my brother is going through now. And he submerged himself with alcohol, with drugs, and everything because he didn't develop that gratefulness and gratitude that I did. So you can take adversities into your own advantage. A lot of bodybuilders, why do they go and really punish themselves? I call that punishment. Imagine how hard it is, how painful. I just need to run a little bit and it's painful? But why do they do that?
Discipline.
And not only that, after they break all their muscles, what will come out of that muscles being broken?
Bigger muscles.
Bigger, stronger muscles. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
That's why these bodybuilders, they want to be fat first and work hard and shape those and have those pain and shape those fat to become muscles and to be as sexy. Man alive walking on earth. But did they go through it overnight?
No.
Did they work hard to be who they are?
Yes.
So if they work hard to have fame, will you work out or will you work hard enough to have a better future, not only for you, but for your family? Will you do that sacrifice to really work hard for the best future that you can give your family?
Yes.
It's painful. Success needs to suck and suck it up before you can feel the success. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
It's spelled the same. Suck. Says. That's why it's first. You can never be successful not unless you suck. So suck it up. Okay, so what are the different habits? So you need to be very careful and watch what you're doing every day. Because anything that you do every day and this is the problem. People master on how to really always get themselves off the hook. Tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. You know, tomorrow will be the better day of tomorrow. You know what I mean? Oh, come on, Angie. You deserve a steak today. You work hard, so you deserve a steak. You don't deserve a freaking steak. You're big enough, Angie. You don't need that steak. You know what I'm saying? So you really need to focus on what you're doing every day. Is it every time you do something, is this contributing to me making 6 figures a year? Anything that you do, ask yourself, is this contributing to my freedom in the future? Anything. If you're gossiping on the phone, is this really contributing? I don't know. If you're sitting down there and eating chips, is this really contributing to the sexiest body that will walk on the world? Am I making sense?
Yes.
The values. The values are the things that you presently feeling and who are you in that moment. A lot of people get derailed fast. Why? Because of their values. They can't get, once people fall, it's so hard for them to get up. Okay? I said, if I said to myself, I'm only a farmer, that's what my mom and dad said. I'm a farmer, I'm a woman, I got born to be a farmer and died to be a farmer. Why? My grandmother was a farmer, died 95 years old. My grandmother died and never started working and no money to bury her. My mother died 7 years old, worked all her life in the farm, died, no money to bury her. And so that's the chain of what we are calling life. It is not just because it's a chain, I need to follow it. No. I have the choice to break that chain. Would you agree?
Yes.
And that chain will stop to me and not to be passed to my children because I have that choice to stop it. Would you agree?
Yes.
And would you agree that we have the ability to stop it because it is in us? Would you agree?
Yes.
So now I said to my dad, Dad, that's what you think, but that's not how I look at things. And I got a whipping again. Okay, that's cool. Keep going, you know? But you know what? And all those things that I think, what is my value at that moment when my dad or my mom is whipping me or getting mad at me or getting so excited at things, small things that I have done, which is I didn't even intended to do. What are those values? I said to myself, I am strong, I am happy, I am successful, I am beautiful. Those are the things, because beautiful to me is not about just the physical appearance. Beautiful to me is what is inside me. Nobody can steal that away from you. You are beautiful inside and out. And those are all my values. If I don't have those values, anyone can put you down. Even your spouse. Unfortunately, you cannot sell your spouse. I will if you try. But no. Did I really hear that? But you know what I'm saying? What are those values that you are feeling at that moment when a person is trying to what? Steal the dream out of you. What are those values? You need to have those. If not, you lose. You will lose. Life is about a battle. It's a game to win. The decision is yours. Will you win or will you lose?
Win.
Okay? We can do anything, give you all the tools and everything, but the decision is yours. Will you make it happen for you and your family? So what are those values that you have? You tell yourself, I am beautiful, I am strong, I'm successful, I am passionate, I am charismatic. What does it mean? You attract people to you because you are amazing. You are an inspiration. Try that. Try that. What are the different values that you have? Don't say, I am lazy. No. You cannot declare that. You're not lazy. So give me some values that you have, that you believe in your heart. It's gonna be that moment that you need it the most and you need it to hear from you. Because nobody will tell you that. You need to tell yourself that. Because nowadays, a lot of people are all now negative because of their what? Situations in life. Anything and everything you are hearing is whine. Stop it, just stop it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you will be the one to create those values in you. So what are the values that you have? I want to hear Roxanne.
I am disciplined.
You are disciplined. And when you say that, I am disciplined. Especially if you are trying to reach on that pop or on that chips. Or, I am disciplined. No. So you get away from it. Would you agree? Yes. It makes sense. Would you agree? I am disciplined. That, for that, for nah. I'm disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your favorite is. Anything else? Yes, Geraldine.
I am worthy.
You are worthy. Who else gonna tell you that you're worthy? Who else? You can't wait for anyone else to tell you you're worthy. Because they always tell you and drag you down and say, are you kidding me? You wanna make 6 figures a year? You're dreaming. Instead of giving us the support and everything, absolutely, honey, go for it, Rowena. You're worthy. Do you think some people will tell you that? No. Instead, they'll discourage you. Would you agree?
Yes.
Because they want to see us all together the same, No one will go up, or else you're the weirdest one if you go up there. Don't worry about it. They may call you weird, but you're successful. Would you like that better?
Yes.
Okay, anyone else? Any values? Yes.
Yeah, I'm like very ambitious and I'm very determined.
I am ambitious, I am determined. So if somebody is trying to get you out, that I am ambitious, I am determined. Okay? So you can change the image. Yes?
Yeah, I am responsible and I am accountable.
Perfect. I'm responsible and I'm accountable, and give that like voice up. Like, it's okay if your neighbors reveal you and you said, oh, this guy is becoming crazy. Don't worry about it. Hey, neighbors, wake up! You know? You know what I'm saying? So that you can inspire them. Anyone else?
I'm positive.
Yes.
Early birds get worms.
So you are a worm.
Birds eat worms. Early birds.
Okay. So you're the word. You're the birds. Oh. You're the bird. Okay. So you wake up early and get the worm. Okay, beautiful. So you better waking up. Oh, I'm the bird, getting the worm. You know what I mean? That's awesome. So yeah, it will wake you up early, fast enough. Yes? Anyone else? Yes. I am positive. Anyone else? Yes?
I'm a strong woman.
That's awesome! Whenever you're declaring those values, you will say, I am, meaning you're addressing it yourself. Okay? Some of you are like, that won't work. Trust me. It will work. And if it doesn't work for you, you might be saying, I am strong. I'm determined. It doesn't work that way. You stand up and say, I'm strong. You know what I mean? Wake your blood a little bit, okay? Oh my gosh, yeah. If you have seen a crazy woman yet, you're not seeing one yet. Anyone else? Yes.
I am successful.
There you go. With passion. You know that? Like, you need to feel it. You need to feel the blood going. Yes, Kenneth?
I am a winner.
You are a winner, not a whiner, huh? Your accent there? The first time I said that, who is the winner? Nobody put up their hands. Who are winners? No, they didn't put it. They're thinking about the hot dog. That's why I'm not saying that word, because my accent is who are the winners? Oh, nobody put their hands. My accent is just like killing me. So you know what values are, right? So it will help you. Even though you don't feel like doing it, if you declare your values at that moment, it doesn't matter how much you want to choke someone else because they really annoyed you so much, and you will say, I am beautiful. Do you know how hard it is to smile when you're weird jokes? Do it anyways, because you know why? Those are the torn muscles that is being shaped to make you a better person, a better version of you, and make it to the thing that you're gonna become the best version of you. Okay? Yes. Now the visualization. If you don't visualize, if you don't see things, how can you, like, this is the thing. I want to go for a holiday. And you don't know where you want to go for a holiday. You don't even know how it looks to see a beach or something like that. How can you go to a beach if you don't know how it looks? Do you know what I'm saying? I am laughing because I said to myself before, when I was really having a hard time in life, I said to myself, I really want to go and see a beautiful place. And then I said to myself, what's a beautiful place? Well, a beautiful place is just a big, like I painted this like a big space that nothing on it. No people. Why? Because I'm starting not to like people. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm starting not to like my mom, not to like my dad, not to like anyone else, not to like people. The reason being is I go to school and been bullied all the time. Because I'm poor. I have no sandals on my feet. I have no food going to school. Like sometimes when they have, those rich kids, they have some candies, they always chew some gums and stuff, and they always show me, they put it on their tongue and they show me the candy, it's right there. So one day I get so tired enough, so I went to school and I put a seed in my mouth and pretend that I have candy. And I put that candy, and the whole day, that candy, I try to put it away, and when I go out for recess or go home, I put it back in my mouth again, and so that they won't bother me. I said, oh, I have candy. And so I'm starting not to like people. And that was in my really younger age. And imagine a person, a small girl that is starting not to like the world just because of that. They've been chasing you, said, oh, a picker, oh, because I pick foods. I am hungry. And these rich people, these rich kids, I follow them because they went to put away the trash, sandwiches or anything in the garbage, and I look around if nobody's looking, and I pick it and I eat it. That's how hungry I am. I'm blessed to eat once a day back home. So to be in that situation, like imagine, how can you visualize where do you want to be? Nobody loves me, nobody cares for me. It seems that, like, how can a person survive on earth like that? And when I came here in Canada, you ask my husband, I am the most, like, meanest person that you can ever deal with. Why? Because I don't like people. I'm a snob. Everyone that talks to me, like, it seems that they will always take advantage of me. So that's the things that I developed when I came here. And having been in a sales from before, if not because of my husband, he tamed me to be who I am. Good job. Yes, he helped me to be loving, to be who I am. But who are you at the moment right now? What are those things who will shape you to be the better of you? Will you see it as your adversities for life, or will you take them to be the advantage for you to shape a better version of you? What are those things that is really bothering you? What are the things that you think that you have done last year, or you didn't do last year, that you believe this year you can use them to your advantage? I'm not a salesperson. That's fine. Because the people will join you, will work with you for who you are. They are not coming to join you because you are a superstar. Are you kidding me? No. Because you are not going to change people. You're just helping them to be developed better than when you found them. And by doing that, it's not because of you being strong, being loud. No. They will be inspired for who you are. And they will love you no matter what. You don't need to have a special skill to be doing this business. You just need to have the biggest heart that anything and everything that you do, you always use your heart. And I promise you, you'll never go wrong. If you use your brain, it will derail you, because your brain sometimes think something different. Your brain will help you to be desperate. And when your desperation show up, nobody will work with you. And you can't do the right thing. Your heart will never derail you because everything and anything that you do, and it comes from your heart, will never go wrong. And you can just imagine on how you can change and turn around your life into a better future because you have changed one thing. Don't quit anything that you are doing. Just do something more. And use our company to be your vehicle. Because your vehicle is not taking you there. You and I need to accept this. How many years you've been working the way you are working right now? How many years?
8 years.
All your life. Now the question that I'm going to ask you, how many more years can you see yourself doing exactly what you're doing right now?
Not more. Not anymore.
I have 1 or 2 people reacting. I don't know about where the other one. You must love your bosses so much and you don't mind making them rich by working hard for them. You need to ask that question to yourself. And you go home tonight and say, honey, how would you like for me to get 4 jobs and we're still broke? Huh? They're not going to slap you just once, but they'll slap you back for. But how about if you go home, honey, this crazy woman with these 2 guys have shown me something. They laid all the plans, they laid all the tools, and they have a vehicle. Honey, this year, we're gonna make over 6 figures a year. Are you in or are you in the couch tonight? What do you think they're gonna say? Honey, whatever it is, as long as it's legit and you're not taking off your clothes, I'll say it. Get it done. Would you agree? Yes. And if they don't want you to, then you'll say, well, honey, I guess this is the time to be, I'm just kidding. By the way, the couch is not in the living room. Mike said it's outside. I'll see you tomorrow if you will make it. But if you're frozen, no value, like one said. Now, you need to visualize where you're at. Where do you want to be? Is it 50,000 extra income? Is it 100,000 extra income? Or is it $250,000 extra income? We have shown you how to work less and make more and have some more time with your family. Spend some more time with your loved ones. Spend some more time in a holiday, whatever it is. But you need to visualize. And nobody can visualize this. Those people who are working like Jerome said, working 65, 70 years old, they didn't visualize to go back to work when they cannot able to move. Would you agree with me? Yes. That's not a visualization. They're not in their right mind to be visualizing in a game to be still working. Would you agree with me? Yes. That's not the right thing to visualize. So change your visualization. What do you want in life? Now, the emotion. Do you know this emotion thing? Why did I say this is a formula? Goals plus habits plus values plus visuals. Why it is times emotion? You have all the right mindset. Everything is good. Goals, habits, values, visuals. Angie, I know it all. I got it. It's done. Just one thing that your friends say. Are you kidding me, Kenneth? I know who you are. How many years you've been renting? And you said this year's the year that you will have the money to put down payment? And then if you, in your right mind, say to your nugget, yeah, who am I kidding? It's your emotions that will make you or break you. How is it like that? Because you shift. It's just a glimpse that will make you go down. In a blink of your breath, blink of your eye, you're toast. I will give you an example. If you are a person that fight with your spouse and you will let that emotion to hold you back and go to sleep without making peace with your spouse, and you sleep until tomorrow, the next day, and you're still not talking to your spouse, you are in a serious trouble. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. If that's what it is, you yourself have no even a minute to forgive your own self. That's why you're not succeeding in life, because you always take all the blame, and that's holding you back to be successful. If you are a person that haven't talked to your friend for years because of one crazy things that you can even remember on why you're not speaking to him anymore, that is what holding you back in life. That emotions and how you connect with all your goals, with the habits that you have, with your values, with all the things that you like in life, that emotion is the biggest piece that can turn your life to be the best of you. Don't do it. Please don't. My mom died. My mom is getting sick on and off and on and off. And my dad is so just getting enough and annoyed with my mom. Because it's not easy to have a loved one to be sick and you're always there and you don't understand. It's painful. Would you agree? Yes. Now, my dad is so annoyed, and my mom said, I just want to give you a hug. I might not make it. But my dad is so annoyed. And he pushed my mom and said, just go to the hospital. I'll look after all the things. Just go. I'll come and see you later. What happened? My mom never made it back home. Never. Because of that emotion. And now my dad regretted it for the rest of his life. He always tell me every time I call him, I wish I gave your mom a hug. I wish I just didn't let my emotion to take that over. I wish I gave that last hug that your mom is asking for. Every minute, every second, the clock ticks. That is a second that's out of your life. You can never put it back. Every minute. And if you don't use that second, that minute, that hour, that day, seriously, you can never get it back. What are the things that is important to you? Why do you always say you are busy? What are you so busy about? Did you ever realize that what you do every single minute, every single second, is it really being busy or is really being productive to what you want to accomplish? That emotion of yours is so important on how you can really make a difference. Use it wisely. Because tomorrow might not be even here. Why do you need to say, I'll call this person tomorrow? God forbid, maybe that tomorrow will never come for him or for you. I am so mad today. Let me just go sleep, and tomorrow I'll just talk to him then. How about if I didn't make it tomorrow? My husband and I, we've been together for 21 years. And I thank God every single day we never let anything happen that we don't need to talk before we go to sleep about anything else. The best advice that I can give you is tell him or tell her, I am so sorry, honey, if I hurt your feeling today. Please forgive me. It doesn't matter if you make his feeling hurt or not. Just say that, because we don't know. They are our spouses, but we don't own their mind. Communication is lacking on between all of us nowadays. It's better to text. They are in the same house, but hey, where are you? I'm just here. Talk to me. I don't like you. Tell me. Let's talk about it. What don't you not like about me? We are missing that already. This is what I'm going to tell you. Before you go to sleep tonight, make that effort to send a message to the person that you haven't touched with, in contact with for a long time. I'm just thinking of you. If there's anything that I do to hurt your feeling, I am very sorry. That's it, with no agenda. I am very sorry I'm connecting with you, contacting you, because combined have an opportunity. No! No agenda! Some people just call people because they need something from this other person. Would you agree with me? Is that a good thing? No!
I need to sell something.
You just know me now? That you're selling something? Oh yeah, because you might hurt or get sick. Now you suddenly care about me getting sick and getting hurt? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So please send that text. And you know what? Throw your ego away. It doesn't make anything good for you. Nothing. Okay? Hello? Does this sound good?
Yes.
Okay, now, what's number one?
Goals.
And then?
Habits.
And then?
Values.
And then?
Visualization.
And then?
Emotion.
Can you shift that emotion?
Yes.
Shift it. Okay? Equal your?
Life.
I am doing a workshop on this. This might be something, yes. Might be something that you are thinking about, and how to do all these things. How did we make $1 million last year with the help of Combine? Is because I shift the formula to success. Okay? What is your vision? Is it working with a team? Do it. Why are not you doing it right now? Is it traveling with a team? Why are you not doing it right now? Is it winning with a team? What is holding you back to win with a team? Is it achievements? Get top. What's holding you back? Is it a house? Is it a bigger house for your family? These are my visuals. These are my vision.
Are those actors?
These are all the people that I work with right now. Look. This is where we live Right? Nothing is impossible. Before, it's just a dream to live in a house like that. In that house, 6,000 square feet house, 6 bedrooms, all in suite, including jacuzzi inside each every one of the rooms, plus 9 washrooms. So don't be worried. You will not running around the house to find a washroom. There's a washroom every corner. And the kids will play basketball inside. Is it a freedom of time that you don't need to ask your boss to go anywhere else because you have the time? Is it taking your kids anywhere they want to? Anything that you put in that vision board, I got it all because I shift those visualizations. Or, Angie, I don't want to be rich. It is feeding the hungry. This is what I do. These are the real people. Every single year, I go back home and feed the hungry. This is what it is. I have no place to put them. I put them on the street and feed them in the street. It doesn't matter where they are. They're going to be fed. That's all that matters to them. Is this what you want? Okay? It's paying forward. It's a legacy. So those are the emotions. Don't get angry. You got ugly. Okay? No getting angry, you got ugly. Don't be sad. Life is too short. Frustrated. These are all the emotions, so that in case you don't know what emotions are. The starting point of all achievements is what? Desire. You need to have that burning desire in you to change your life. No one can do it for you. You need to have that in you to change your life. Without that, you're dead. If you're stuck growing, you're dead. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. But Angie, everything that Mike said, yes, good. Everything that Jerome said, it's good. But this is not the time. Joe, how long you've been working, it was not the time. I kid you not. This month, today, next month, next year, it will never be time. And you will always be who you are, and you're always broke. Now, will you change now and have a better life, or will you be broke forever? Which one? Change now. Can we all agree with this?
Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you so very much for giving me a chance to be talking to you. I really appreciate you for being here today. But whatever it is that you're encountering right now, we love you, we are here to support you, and we will be here no matter what, as long as you have that desire to change your life. I love you guys, have a great day!
We're getting excited. Yeah. All right, the next, moving right along, the next speaker that we're bringing up for you to share his story as well with our organization, drove all the way in here from Red Deer on these crazy roads, went through a ditch, and still made it out here. I'm going to be able to share that with you a little bit. But he's been with the organization for 2 years. It gives me great pleasure to bring him up to the front. Let's make some noise for Brady Moses.
Thank you for the warm introduction, Mike. You know, Angie's an unbelievable speaker, right? Yeah. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to follow her. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to follow Mike. I was actually hoping I could follow Jerome because he kind of talks funny. But no, guys, I want to thank you guys for having me. Now, who here in the room knows that business can kind of be difficult sometimes? Yeah. Right? Like sometimes driving from Red Deer to Calgary can be a little difficult sometimes, depending on the weather. Sometimes being in business can be difficult sometimes, depending on the economy, or depending on who you're in business with. You know what I mean? So, yeah, on my way down here this morning, are you guys all ready if I tell you guys a quick story? Yeah. It's kind of funny, but Mike mentioned that I went through a ditch, right? So I was actually driving from Edmonton instead of Red Deer. So I left at 6 o'clock in the morning. And who here knows that sometimes in Alberta it tends to snow, right? And sometimes it tends to snow a lot. So has anyone ever been driving on a road before and it's snowing so much that you can't see the car in front of you? Yes. Or sometimes you can only see the taillights in front of you? Yes. and you have to trust that the person in front of you driving is a better driver than you are. Right? You know what I mean? So I'm driving, and I'm following this person, and it's going pretty good, you know? I'm on the road for about 45 minutes following this guy. Seems like everything's going all right. And then next thing you know, I find myself following him into the ditch. So what I want to tell you guys is if you follow the wrong people, you end up in the wrong place. And it cost me $250 to get my car pulled out of the ditch. So sometimes if you follow the wrong people and you end up in the wrong place, it ends up costing you a lot of money, right?
Yes.
So what was Mike saying this morning about the average Canadian is in how much debt?
The average Canadian is about $24,000.
$24,000 in debt. And who here knows somebody that's might be in a little bit more debt than that?
Yep.
Who here thinks that they could be in that debt to begin with because maybe they're following the wrong people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what I learned at working at Combined for the last 2 years is your success is directly linked to the people that you follow. You know what I mean? Because just like in business, sometimes when you're driving on a road, the entire path isn't exactly clear for you. But if you follow somebody that knows what an opportunity looks like if you're an agent in Combined Insurance, and you follow a competent SL, they can lead you in the right direction. And if that sales leader is following the right district leader, that district leader can lead a sales leader in the right direction. And you can get to where you need to go without having to see everything in front of you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So I wanted to talk to you guys quickly about how do you determine who to follow, right? Because sometimes when you're on a highway and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, there's only one person to follow and you don't have a lot of options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how do you guys determine who to follow? Well, I think that you'd follow somebody who has a really good eye for opportunity. You know what I mean? So, I'll tell you guys another quick story here. The biggest lesson, are you guys okay if I tell you guys the biggest lesson I've ever learned?
Yes.
Okay. So I was 22 years old, I'm 26 now, and I was working at Pizza Hut in Saskatchewan, making about 15 bucks an hour, not a lot. And has anyone ever been stuck living paycheck to paycheck before? Yeah. It sucks, right? That's not exactly a fun way to live. It's a little frustrating, probably because I was following the wrong people. And I went back to my parents' place, and I was just frustrated with my life. And my dad happened to have a friend over, his name's Tom, and he owns an oil company. He doesn't work for an oil company, the guy owns the thing. So who here thinks he's doing pretty well? The guy's worth roughly anywhere between $500 to $600 million. He lives near Calgary. And I asked him, because obviously, like I said, your success is dependent on who you follow and who you take advice from, right? So I asked Tom, I said, Tom, at 22 years old, what's the best piece of advice you have for somebody in North America to make it, to have what you have, to get the things that they want out of their life? And he said, you need to be very clear on your definition of opportunity. Because based on how you define opportunity would determine your ability to recognize an opportunity, right? Yes. Just like the difference between a caribou and a carabao. You know what I mean? Like if you got that mixed up, you might get in a little bit of trouble, right? So I asked him, I said, okay, Tom, what's your definition of opportunity? Jerome, quickly, what's your definition of opportunity?
A business that can give me freedom and quality of life, and where I can help others succeed as well, because it's not only me, it's bringing people with me.
Absolutely. Mike, you're successful. What is your definition of opportunity?
As his spouse, it's the same.
In the room at the beginning to hear the joke yet.
No, he's just going to take that home and spread it out.
That's good advice.
I don't only talk funny.
So I asked Tom, I said, okay, Tom, what's your definition of an opportunity? Because he asked me and I didn't really have a definition for the guy. I was like, at 22, he's like, well, what's an opportunity? And I said, well, it's just something where you can make a lot of money. So he said, oh, so like blackjack. I said, well, no. He said, well, based on your definition, you just told me that blackjack's a huge opportunity. Is blackjack an opportunity? Not really. And I asked Tom, I said, okay, well then what's your definition of opportunity? What's the definition I need to adopt so that I can spot more opportunities in my life? And Tom said, well, first off, in order to spot an opportunity, the first thing that an opportunity requires of you is to take a risk, right? So does anyone in here have a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, something like that? And they saw them from the other side of the room, and they were like, damn, right? And going over and talking to that person to begin with was a huge risk,
Yes.
right? So first thing is, in order for something to be an opportunity, it has to be a risk, okay? Now, is blackjack a risk?
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of times it's, well, depending on who you're going to go talk to, it could be more of a risk than going and approaching the person on the other side of the room, right?
Yeah.
So he said the second part to spotting an opportunity is it has to put you in an environment where you can grow so that you can learn something. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what Tom taught me. And at Combined Insurance, when I first got interviewed, I was sitting on a couch in Red Deer, working at Pizza Hut, super frustrated with my life, and I didn't get brought to an opportunity or a Super Saturday. Derek Chapman, my DL up in Red Deer, found my resume online and gave me a phone call. Now, who here hates getting phone calls, especially from numbers they don't know? Now, who here also hates it when it's from a different province? You're looking at it and you're like, I don't know anybody in Winnipeg. Who is calling me? So I pick up the phone, a bit of a risk. He introduces himself. He says, hey, my name's Derek Chapman. You've never met me before, but I'd really like you to come down to our office and take an interview with us. And I'm like, what do you want, man? I'm happy at Pizza Hut. That's not true. But I go down to this interview, and I meet Derek Chapman, this guy I've never heard of before. And he tells me that I'm going to go today. And it was all the tools and support that I can pick up on from working here. Now, not only is working with him a risk, but it gave me something to learn. It gave me a place to grow, right? So that fit my definition of opportunity, so I actually decided to come work for him. And just last year, I made more money as a sales leader than I did, I think, in my previous 3 years combined. And it's because of my ability to recognize an opportunity and take advantage of it. So when Doug Wolf called me, my regional manager, and he said, hey, we're throwing a Super Saturday down in Calgary, would you like to speak? I said, absolutely, I will be there. I don't care what the weather is. Because I understood that it fit my definition of what an opportunity is. One, who here knows that speaking in public is terrifying?
Yeah.
It's the highest ranked fear of any fear in the world. People would rather die than public speak. Right? So first off, Mike's like, yeah, you want to do that? Or Doug's like, yeah, you want to do that? Most people say no. But I'm like, absolutely. Because I understand that if I can get in front of a room and get myself out of my comfort zone, am I going to grow?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And am I going to learn a skill that I can take anywhere? Yeah, so that's why I came down here today. It's because I understood and recognized the opportunity. And because of my definition of opportunity, it allows me to jump on them a lot quicker now. So that's what Tom taught me, is if you can change your definition of opportunity, you can make a lot of money in North America. Because success, wherever it's written up here somewhere, it's definitely written up here somewhere, is all dependent on your ability to take advantage of your opportunities. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, I'm a sales leader in Red Deer. I've been a sales leader for about 1.5 years, and I'll quickly end on this note. My job as a sales leader is to take new agents and show them how to be successful with Combined, right? To hold your hand and show you every single activity you need to do in order to make whatever kind of money you want. And just like I said, your success in this business or anything in life is going to come down to who you're following. Who here thinks Angie and Tony are unbelievable? Yeah. Unbelievable. Now, whoever brought you here today, guys, they brought you here because they are asking you to take a risk. And check out Combined Insurance because you've probably never heard of it before. But I'm telling you guys right now that Angie and Tony are the people to follow. And I'll guarantee you that if you follow them, they will not lead you into a ditch. So, on that note, guys, I'm really excited that you're here. Thank you so much for giving me the 5 to 10 minutes to talk. And I don't know what we're doing after this, Mike, but okay. Mike Greco's up.
Thank you. So guys, are we excited now?
Yes.
All right, guys, so we're gonna kind of wrap things up, and what we want to just kind of quickly lead off on is a few quotes. It's important to understand the distance between your dreams and reality is called what? Action. There's a difference between talking about it and getting it done. Would we not agree? Yes. We want to be people of action. You see, inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit at home and think about it. You got to go out and get what? Busy. Do you not want to be around busy people? At the end of the day, would you take advice from someone that's like, yeah, do nothing all day? No, you want to take advice with somebody that's what? Too busy to take your call the first 5 times you called. When you finally get through on the 6th time, you're going to make sure that you really take advantage of that time. Would you not agree? Yeah. So, take action. An inch of movement will bring you closer to your goals than a mile of intention. Oh. Again, it comes down to action. Entrepreneurship, which is really what we're talking about here, guys, is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can. Does that not sum it all up? So guys, dream big, set goals, take action. If you're waiting for a sign, this is it. Right? Subliminal? No. So guys, our goal here with Combine is that we want to stay ahead of the curve. We're here to sell you the dream in 2018. We want to grow our organization from our zona, from Ontario to BC to over 2,500. We want to grow our roster to that 2,500 agents. We want to do over $50 million in volume. And I want you to think about this. If the average client is $1,000 in volume, and we do $50 million in volume, how many lives did we have an opportunity to impact? Is that something that gives you that sense of purpose? We have segregated funds, $100 million. We have pay $100 million to the field in commissions. Well, that's you in this room. That's $100 million being distributed to you and your family. Does that sound like something that you'd want to be signed up for? So guys, the action plan. It's a matter of now taking a look at the priorities. We're looking at February and who we're going to be able to support in building a new career. So when we close today, Morgan, can you put your hand up for a minute in the back? And where was Tony? Where'd Tony go? He disappeared? He's not here? Okay, so Joanna, can you put your hand up in the back? If you can go see those 2 ladies when we close up, if you're interested in learning more about our opportunity, they will be providing you with one of our PSRQs, one of our applications. So go see one of them in the back, and they will be able to provide one for you, and we can sit down and we can talk, and we can start to take a look at what that career could look like, how soon we can start with you. We've got expansion plans across Canada, you understand. We've got a women's leadership event, which again, one of our guest speakers, the wonderful Angie Ostojic, is going to be at in Ontario. We're doing all kinds of things, guys, to make sure that we can be a part of the community, give back to the community, be able to help people develop and grow. We've got these Super Saturdays. The next event, and you might want to mark it in your calendar for those of you that have individuals that you'd like to learn more about what we do, is going to be in Edmonton on Saturday, February the 24th. At the Coast West Edmonton Hotel. February 24th in Edmonton at the Coast West Edmonton Hotel. The next one to follow here in Calgary is on Saturday, March the 10th here at the Clarion Hotel. Okay, guys?
And can I say something, by the way? There's 100 of us here today. March 10th, we can have 200 or 300 people. That's how it's supposed to work. So we're going to reserve for a big room, and everybody here is coming, plus you bring 2 or 3 people, plus a few more DLs will be involved and stuff like that. We're going to have a big room, a big opportunity for everybody, okay?
Awesome. So guys, we've got an Italy incentive. Again, you heard Jerome talking about how we offer trips. Jamaica, Cancun, Punta Cana, Italy. I mean, guys, we want to invest in you being able to travel the world, but not have to dip into your own pockets to get there. And I think that's an exciting thing to be a part of. Take center stage. That's the resort that we're looking at in October for Cancun. Who would like to be in Cancun in October? Right? Conventions. Every year we run an annual convention. Each year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This year's convention we're running in Las Vegas, December 10th to 12th. We're offering opportunities to hear from all of our major leaders. We've got entertainment. We just make it a huge show. Who would like to be in Las Vegas and hear performers and excitement and recognition and fun? So guys, we're getting there. So at the end of the day, some people want it to happen. Some people wish it would happen. Others make it happen. I'm going to leave you with this. There's a scam that's out there right now that's taking Canadians by storm. I don't know if you've heard about this. It's where you work 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life to hopefully retire on 40% of your income. It's called a job. And you heard Angie talking about it, you heard Jerome alluding to it. At the end of the day, if you're going to go out and you're going to commit your hard-earned time, because time is something you can never get back, would we not agree? Yes. And it's not unlimited. We all have the same 168 hours every week. If you're going to invest that time, why would you want to invest it in making someone else rich? Getting someone else to take those vacations, to provide for someone else's family, for someone else to live the dreams that they've always set for themselves. Shouldn't you invest in you? Shouldn't it be your family that gets to take that vacation? Your family that gets more freedom of time? Your family that gets to live in the house that they want and live the dreams that they've got? But the unfortunate side is that we've been, programmed, if you will, to be able to go out and take what's given to us as opposed to making something for our own. And we're willing to work harder for someone else's dreams than we are for our own. That needs to stop when? Now. It needs to stop today. You need to understand that you're worth it. You need to understand that it's going to take a change in order for you to get there. And at the end of the day, we're willing to stand by your side, shoulder to shoulder, to hold your hand along the way, to provide you with that opportunity. I'll leave you with this story. There was a man in his 20s that took on the objective of trying to change the world. He spent 20 years going after it, trying to change the world, trying to change the world. Eventually, he's in his 40s and realized, well, I wasn't able to change the world, so I'm going to change my focus to changing a nation. So he spent the next 15 to 20 years with the intentions of trying to change a nation, focusing in every single day on going out there and trying to make a difference. Now he's 55, 60 years old, realizes, you know what, I haven't been able to make a difference. Instead, I'm going to try to change my town. So he starts focusing in on what he can do to help the town, to make it better, to improve it, all of that. Now he's late in 65, 70 years of age. He realizes, I can't do this. He's an old man now. So he says, well, you know what, I'm going to try to change my family. So he spends the next 10 years trying to change his family. Now he's 80, 90 years old. He's sitting there on his deathbed, and he realized and had the epiphany that if he changed himself, he would have the opportunity to impact his family. And if he impacted his family, he could impact his community. And if he impacted his community, he could impact the nation. And by impacting a nation, he would in turn change the world. So what I want you to think about is how many people here would like to make an impact on the world? How many people here would like to see it be a better place because you added value? If you're going to leave a legacy here today, would you not want to know that if anybody were to say anything about you, they said, this person came here and made a difference? Again, it comes down to waking up every single morning with passion, being able to go to bed every single night with pride, but to have a purpose along the way. So guys, if you want us to help you, again, the two ladies at the back, they're here to be able to provide you with an application and come on this journey with us to change your lives. Are you guys excited? Yes. Thank you for being here. Meeting adjourned.